Hart.
Yes, sir. Right quick. I'd like to introduce our part-time employee, Michael Burkhardt. He's full-time with EMS and also a fire captain with Belmont and now a part-time employee with the county. Second, I'd like to thank Misty for all of her help with the Animal Health Commission last week and all the training that we did on Randall Ruther. She was a big help, and I appreciate that, Misty. And then I'd like to welcome everybody to try to go down to the motorcycle event there at J.B. Wells this week. Some really interesting people, good people that are from all over the country that have served this country in many capacities. One of them here is Tony. I want to thank you for your service. So if you get a chance, I think it's $30 for a wristband for the whole week.
For the whole week.
Music, food, companionship, they're just really awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, we will, no further public comment, so we will move into the consent agenda. Has everybody had the opportunity to look, oh, wait a minute. Everybody had the opportunity to look over all of the consent agenda, and if so, are you good with it, or is there anything that you think that we need to pull out to discuss?
I'm good.
I'm good. Is that a motion?
Yes.
Is that a second?
Second.
All right, had a motion from Commissioner Gonzales, second by Commissioner Matias to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Let me get to the ordinance. I'm still not used to all that. All right, we'll move into number 14, which is to deliberate and consider action on the following items. So we're going to go back to Mr. Harless for number 14 on the update regarding the drought conditions and burn ban status.
No burn ban status. KPDI as of this morning was 377, so we're sitting pretty good.
All right, we will mark 14 as received. Number 15, update from John Duke with CPM.
Yes, sir. So demolition is substantially complete on the annex. If you've been by there, you've noticed all the walls are gone. We have a handoff meeting tomorrow with the contractor, IE Squared, who's going to take over the reconstruction. They're dropping the trailer today, and then we're issuing them a notice to proceed with the date of commencement starting on Monday. So that's when their actual contract time will start on this on Monday. On Friday, the structural engineers came out and did an assessment of the structure. They didn't find anything substantial, but they did find some things they're going to issue a report this week, and we'll work between IE Squared and the demolition contractor to address those items and keep going, but nothing major. Any questions about the annex?
Projected finish date?
We start on Monday next week. It'll be early June. Is the projected finish date. I don't remember the exact date. But it should be plenty of time to take care of this.
Anything else, Jimmy? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Appreciate y'all.
Moving to number 16, open a public hearing for the county clerk's record archives plan.
Yes, sir. The local government states that in order for the county clerk to collect this fee, the county clerk has to prepare a written plan and hold a public hearing annually to continue collecting the records archive fee. This fund allows me to preserve and digitize the records in the county clerk's office. So I'm asking that the Commissioners Court approve my records archive plan and the continuation of collecting the records archive fee.
All right, we are opened up for the public. Is there any comment or anything on the county clerk's record archives plan? Any public comment on it? So we'll move to 17. Again, if there's no public comment on it at this time, then we will close that public hearing. We move to number 18, approve the county clerk's record archives plan and the continuation of the records archive fee for funding and preserving of the county clerk's records.
So moved.
Had a motion and a second for the county clerk records archive plan for the preservation of their records. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. We'll move to number 19 to set the sheriff and constable fees for 2026.
Judge, Commissioners, I know Constable Hall and some of the other constables got with us. We went through our fee structure from last year, and we'd like to leave it as the same as it was for last year, except we want to add one line item. As y'all know, we've got a deputy on that SCADA task force, Sheriff's Combined All-Deputy Task Force, and we would like to start charging a fee for what is called a VTR 68-A. It's a vehicle inspection. So if someone has a vehicle and the VIN number has been taken off of it, by doing this inspection, we can assign them a new VIN number so that they can then get it licensed and be able to use the trailer or whatever the vehicle might be. And we looked at some of the neighboring counties. I think Guadalupe's at $40, if I'm not mistaken, Lana. I know she looked, but we kind of looked at some others, felt like 45 may be a good fee for that. He's doing a handful of these all the time, so we just don't start to charge a small fee.
The ones that we're doing, are they for locals or are they for out of town?
We're getting them from all over, Judge. We had one that called from Dallas, I think, last week. I mean, they're calling from all over.
I think if we have them from there, we need to send them back to their county to get that done. I would like to see, I mean, that's a good thing for folks that have their deal, that if they're local, I wouldn't want to charge them, honestly. I mean, if you went in there and you wanted to get your deal redone and have to pay $40 for it, that's just my thoughts. I mean, y'all do whatever you want, but I don't think, I would like to take care of our folks locally, and if anybody else is from out of town, that may be a different story. I don't know if you can pick and choose or who you can charge and who you can't, which I don't think that you could. But I would probably send them back to their county to get it done. I mean, that was something that we kind of have just for our folks locally.
What do you, why do they call from out of town to get it done? Is there a reason?
I honestly do not know, Commissioner. I can get y'all that information. Just the time, you know, we're able to get to them probably a little quicker is what the captain's saying. So they have to bring the equipment all the way to us, you know, to get it done.
Not every county has somebody that can do that either, so it's only certain counties that have someone qualified to do the inspection, so it just depends on the county.
Well, I agree with the judge. I don't think we ought to charge our people anything, but if somebody comes from out of town, I would think $45 would be reasonable, you know, and unless there's a reason that I don't know about that we don't want to do that out of town. Do you want to mess with out of town people, or do you just want to take care of the in-town people?
Well, I sure prefer to do just the in-town, Commissioner, but I don't know if we can pick and choose on that. You know, we have got a handful of vehicles and stuff, you know, we've had them come to us, and whenever we do it, we find out that the vehicle's stolen, and so we end up taking the vehicle. So that's happened a few times.
Even if you didn't charge a fee, you still get the vehicle. Even if you didn't charge a fee, you still get the vehicle when it's stolen.
The 68A is required to title vehicles. We require that for the people to come in and actually have that to title a vehicle if they don't have sufficient evidence. And so for many years, Gonzales County has not had someone to do that inspection, and we have been sending people to Guadalupe County and other task force. It's just recently that we've had someone to do that inspection here in Gonzales County.
Well,
We used to do it through DPS. DPS used to do it, and then
Yeah.
I think Guadalupe County had somebody that was closer to get to them.
And they used to not charge in Guadalupe County to do that inspection. That might be something that they just recently started charging for.
I don't know how long they've been charging, but we pulled it up online and we looked at some others, and I think Guadalupe says that they charge $40, and maybe they waived it for locals. Again, I don't know, but their website says $40.
So I don't guess we can pick and choose is what you're saying. If somebody comes from out of Dallas to do it, it makes you wonder if they've got a problem that they're coming down here, but then you'll find that out when you go to working on the vehicle.
Well, it's kind of like the driver's license office right now. We got people coming from everywhere other than Gonzales, and they are inundated because they can get in quicker here, even if it's 2 months down the line. I guess maybe if it posed to become a problem, something that we could look at, but I mean, I just really would not want to charge our local folks for something that we have a deputy that does it.
Well, I would think, I'd like to see us, I think that's a great deal y'all are doing. You know, it'll help Crystal out, our people here. I'd like to see us not charge our locals and anybody that's out of the county get charged at 40 or 45.
We have to look into that to see. I don't think that's possible.
Let me look into that because there's this old saying, it's good for the goose, good for the gander, and that's based on, equal protection of the laws, which means if you pick and choose, then it can get you in trouble, you get sued, and things like that. So, before I give an official answer, I'll have to look to see if we can differentiate between any county and out county, though that I'll talk about it, but I can get an answer very quick.
Okay, that'd be fine. That way we'll make the right decision.
I agree.
Is that charge something that also could be placed onto restitution when someone has a stolen car and possibly stolen?
No, if it's a stolen vehicle, it would go back either to the owner or the insurance company that already paid for it, so.
I mean,
40
reinspection?
Yeah, $40 ain't gonna make no difference on that, so.
Didn't know it was something they had.
You just want to pass on that one?
Yeah, let's pass on that and see if we can get further information on it.
That one's a motion.
Second. Motion and a second to pass on the sheriff constable fees in order to get more information on the stuff that we have just discussed. Thank you, Sheriff. Number 20, discuss with action fiscal year 26 Texas Association of Counties, changes to Gonzales County TAC, health insurance, COBRA billing. This is something that we put on from tabled and brought it back, so we have Ms.
What they're doing is before Blue Cross Blue Shield was doing our COBRA for us, and they were charging us $150 per ex-employee that signed up for COBRA. Well, now Blue Cross Blue Shield is no longer going to be doing our COBRA as of December 1st, 2025. It's going to be Willis Watson Towers is going to be doing it. And what they want to do is they would charge us $20 per employee that either terminated or resigned. And that would include them sending out the notice for the COBRA, and then if they decide to sign up for it, then that would also include them signing them up for the COBRA and also collecting the COBRA fee every month. They're doing away with the $150 fee. We can either do that, or we can decide to do it on our own, which means we would be responsible for sending out the notices. If they decide to do it, sign them up, and then also making sure that we get the money each month to collect on the COBRA insurance. So we just need to decide on whether we want to give them the $20 per terminated, resigned employee and let them do all the work and collect on the money, or if we want to save the $20 per terminated, resigned employee and us do all the work ourselves and collect the money and make sure everything is goes.
How many employees?
Last year, we had 7. In 2024, we had 7. In 2023, we had 5. And in 2022, we had 5.
I think we ought to let them pay them the $20 and let them handle it. You'd spend more time than that on one person.
Yes, sir.
So I'll make that motion. Was it Willis and?
It's a Willis Watson, it's a Willis Towers Watson.
Willis Towers, Watson handle our vehicle.
Second. Motion and a second to allow Willis Towers Watson to handle the COBRA filings.
Thank y'all.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. We move to number 21. Discuss and approve the Title VI policy and procedures as required by TxDOT. Again, this is going to defer to Misty. This has been a nightmare for her and also a nightmare for me, but it's something that we're going to have to do.
A nightmare for the county attorney's office
And
also.
we're in the Port County Attorney's Office, that this all falls in because we receive grants and stuff from state and federal, and then there is just a lot of stuff that has to be done throughout the county. And of course, all counties are having to face this, but I'll shut up and let you go.
What TxDOT is having us do now, they're like the middleman, the federal, state highway, I don't know exactly what the initials are, but they're having TxDOT be the middleman and making sure that every, county that gets federal funding is compliant now. So this is just Title VI, we still have to go through ADA, ADA has not come through yet. Title VI, though, has to be done by August the 31st of this year. And what we have to do is set up the policies, the assurances, we had to have a complaint form in English and Spanish, and we had to have a civil rights poster, under Justice Your Rights, under the Title VI Civil Rights Act, we've had to have a policy statement, we have to have our website brought back up to where it has ADA compliant, we have our policy on there, it has our complaint forms, our complaint procedures. Those things have to be in English and in Spanish. I have asked Mr. Escobar to look over my Spanish translations, because I use Google Translate, and I'm not really sure if they're right or not, so Mr. Escobar looking that over for me, just to make sure, but they're making us do this. They said if we don't do it, and we don't meet the deadline by August 31st, if we do apply for funding in the future, they will more than likely deny our funding, our request.
And then that language is not just in Spanish, it's in all different languages that you would have to be able to communicate with somebody. Which,
The Spanish we have to have because we manage 5% or 1,000 county residents. The rest are below that, so we only have to do it is if someone calls and says they don't understand English or Spanish, they speak another language, then we have to come up with a way. But I did talk to Catherine, and Catherine said that they do have, you have to help me out here, some kind of phone service that helps with any kind of language. It would cost us some, I'm not really sure how much it would cost.
About $100 a month.
But we could do that and get that set up to where they would speak any language.
is that like the same thing that I kind of sent you from
I'd have to
the
do
hospital
different-
deal where I mean Mandarin, whatever it is?
Yeah, I mean, they've got, it's all phone-based, and they have translators that can speak pretty much every language, back to English, and so you get them on the phone, and it's kind of like a three-way call to do the translation while everybody's on the phone. So,
We could do that. We do have to have something set up to where if someone was to come, we have to be able to, which in court, I know y'all get translators and stuff like that coming in, so it's,
Yeah, $100 a month is cheaper than the translator that comes. It's $600 for a day.
When is the deadline on this? Is there,
August the 31st of this year, I have to have everything set up done.
But we're in the green.
No, not yet, not until y'all sign, approve this.
Yeah, but we're in the green so far. We weren't in the red.
We're in green now. I had sent everything off to them first to make sure that everything was compliant, and that was a back and forth. I had to have a few Zoom calls with them. But right now we're in the green. She said all I gotta do is get y'all to approve it, and then y'all would have to sign off on the assurances, and then the county judge would sign off on the statement. And then I'd have to get with either Amy, Shauna, or somebody to help me do the website, to get the website current. Then go back to TxDOT, do another survey, show them everything that we've done, get them to green light us, and then that way we're good to go.
we need to do that today, and so we're not waiting for the last minute.
Yes, sir, yes, if it's not possible.
So I'll move we approve the title, what is it, 6 policy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Procedures required by TxDOT, as discussed today.
So, motion and a second to approve the Title VI policy and procedures as required by TxDOT that we have discussed today. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, and thank you for all your work and county attorney's office and Sean, because it's been a mess. 22, discuss, consider, and approve action to accept or reject the submitted bids and award a contractor for the GLO contract 22-085-052-D305 Emergency Communication Towers Project.
Yes, sir. John Cavallo with Hanson Professional Services. On July 14th, the tower refit was open. The submissions were open. There were 2 of them received. One.
Hold up, just a minute, can you get the air conditioner on? Thank you, hold up.
Yes, no problem.
Thank you.
there were 2 submissions received for the tower rebid on July 14th. The 2 respondents were Motorola Solutions and Echo Towers LLC. You guys should have the document showing the bid tabs. And it shows that Motorola Solutions with their base bid is the lowest respondent.
What was Motorola's bid? Got it right here.
Yeah, so their his base bid is highlighted to $2,676,952.
So Echo is the cheapest?
We were looking at their base bid. So with the base bid, Motorola is the lowest.
Sir?
Motorola.
Okay.
They're based
So I
on.
must be looking at the wrong.
Yeah, if you're looking at the alternates down below, which we have, which you have the ability to accept or not.
I have a question, Judge. We haven't awarded anything on the Smiley car yet, have we? There's no,
The Smiley Tower's already built.
yeah, but I mean, we haven't put any equipment or anything on it, correct?
And there's a DHF equipment on it.
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't awarded that to Motorola or anybody yet.
It's just part of the system that's in the entire county. I mean, but what I'm saying is you can put different equipment on it.
But I mean, there's nobody's gonna do that project right now until we approve what we're gonna do, whatever they do to that power thing. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, that car has VHS on it now, right? But there's no, we haven't awarded it to Motorola or anybody that could do that. That's what we're doing here today, talking about.
This is building 3 other towers.
What about that car in Smiley?
It's already
It's
already
already
built. We just need 3 more like it.
Well, the reason I asked, I had to go to precinct 3 the other day to measure a car rack that we're doing, and there's a bunch of radio stuff already there.
So the Smiley Tower is part of this project, equipment upgrade only. So this is for the towers, we still have to go through purchasing cooperative for the equipment on all the towers, and the Smiley equipment is part of this contract.
Okay, then, what is that equipment for that we have at precinct 3 that came from Motorola Solutions and was sent to the Gonzales County Emergency?
I do not know what that is, sir. Did they recently sent there?
Is that the equipment from,
Gordon,
the Gordons, the
I
cop?
think, but
What is it for again?
I'm not positive. I think it's equipment only for the Smiley Tower. It's coming from Motorola.
Well, they also did that Smiley Tower in the DR contract. So I don't know, I can ask them what
Yeah,
that is.
because it
shouldn't be
said
part
on
of
there.
this, though.
Didn't Gordon call you?
Yes,
Markey, is that his name, Gordon Markey?
he called me about, I guess roughly 2 months ago, and was asking if we had some room to store some stuff. So I called the judge and talked to the judge about it. And I was told at the time of the phone call that it would be about 6 months before we, well, stuff just started showing up. So that's the extent that I know. I know it
That's
was,
the ACOG.
it could be, I have
I
no
think it
clue.
may be the ACOG
What is
equipment.
that?
ACOG is like our Golden Crescent, but it's the San Antonio that's in their system is the Gator system. They were supposedly going to build a tower in,
I'm not sure the location, Judge.
no, it was further down. It was further down. Can you, where was that supposed to be?
Yes, sir, that's equipment that was provided by the AACOG through to TxDOT. for the site that they were going to put up here, but because of the plans that you guys have, they're gonna use that equipment on one of the tower sites.
That would actually in turn save money then.
Absolutely, yeah. 'Cause it's
Well, I was just curious about it because we haven't even approved to give that contract to y'all. What would you do if we gave it to somebody else today?
That's not our business, that's TxDOT. It's their.
It's TxDOT, so you would be able to put it on there that would actually give that service for the county also on just that one tower.
I just thought it was strange they're sending stuff in here before we approved anything. And like I said, it was, I guess, built to, or came from Motorola Solutions to the, they didn't put, Gator on here, they put Jimmy's address on it. So I just thought it was curious that they were sending stuff in before we really got the, or we accepted the bid on whoever got it. I mean, if the other people have been cheaper, I guess y'all just have to pick it up and haul it out of here, huh?
Again, it's TxDOT's equipment, it's not.
TxDOT. So why would TxDOT send something?
Because we had talked about, I had visited with them and they were saying that there's a possibility that they would have the equipment, and I didn't know they were gonna actually send it already, that they were going to furnish that equipment at TxDOT's expense to put on our tower at no charge to the county. And then that would also be another, asset in the deal for the Gator system, which we would already have one tower that would be there, paid for, installed by TxDOT, which wouldn't cost the county anything, that would put that service in the southern part of the county.
I was just curious, I just stumbled up onto it that day. I thought, this is strange, we're getting stuff from Motorola and we haven't.
Well, we're here so far, and then from where we go from here, then that's where we would be. You want to proceed? Are you done?
So, I guess the question is, whether or not to accept, these bids as they are. Were there any other questions regarding the?
Who are these eco people and where is the name that be, where are they out of? Sure. Eco Towers.
I'd have to check my.
I'm not sure exactly where they're from. However, did you also note that they were submitted late and also
Yes,
they didn't have
yes,
the bid specs and everything with it also?
Correct, yeah, there's a few notes on here. So Echo Towers did submit their bid with email at 2:03, which was 3 minutes past. They also did not have all the documentation as well. So that can be taken into consideration as well. And I will look and see if I can find real quick where they're out of.
Now, is this for towers only? This is not for equipment that goes on the towers?
Yes, sir, towers only. I apologize, I do not have where they're out of. This was the extent of their bid package, by the way. Yeah, and I don't remember off the top of my head exactly where they're out of.
We're running out of time on these towers too.
Sir?
So we're running out of time on this stuff too. We need to get them good.
They're out of Houston.
Done. Houston?
Houston.
Upon acceptance of this, when would that start, that they have projected?
So if you were to select one today, the next step is to go through the Pershing Cooperative for the equipment, which I believe, I'll have to verify because we've gone back and forth on this a few times in court, but I believe we've already approved to go through the Pershing Cooperative for the equipment, but I'll verify that. So if we need to come back and do that, we will, but that's the next step. Hanson and Langford will assist the county in doing that since the county has to put it into the purchasing cooperative. But I'll take the equipment, and then also parallel that work with TechStop for the Gator agreement. So it'll hopefully all come online and complete around the same time. So you can hit your deadline for this contract.
Was there any background or references on Echo's bid? Did they have any kind of, you know, I know sometimes they have a past job they've completed?
Yeah, they didn't
things of
have,
that nature?
no, they didn't have.
I think it's a fairly new company from what I understand.
Is there any difference in the start time between the two of them when they can start?
No, it would be, as far as getting their documentation and getting the contract signed, not typically, no. Yeah, the completion timeframes were fairly similar. Motorola was, they said 337 days to completion, whereas Echo was 365. So Motorola was about a month sooner.
That's about what we were looking at.
Sir?
Wasn't that price about what we was looking at, 3 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being that there were deficiencies on Echo's bid, is it still valid? Is it meet our parameters? Is it a valid bid?
It's, so there's wording usually in the bid documents that allow for it to be to the county's discretion, to accept those, the errors in it or not. But it was late. I don't even know if by law you can accept it, procurement law, but Eddie, I don't know.
Whenever there's deficiencies, it poses problems on acceptance, and that's the general rule. I would just caution, if there's deficiencies in the bid, you know, is that a forecast of, you know, what the company is going to provide? I don't know. I've never heard of Echo. But at the end of the day, it was late, albeit it was 3 minutes. And it was sent by email. I don't know if there's any rules on receiving it that way, on the grant side or the, you know, as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, the request was in-person submission, a physical, and an electronic copy. And they also did not have their bid bond.
Has that came through yet, or is that
No.
still?
So I know for, what I can tell you is if there is no bid bond on that bid, then that creates a major problem on acceptance. That I can't tell you.
If there's no bond and no, you know, there are deficiencies, then I kind of feel that the deficiencies should be noted, and I think the cheaper of the two bids, again, is Motorola. So I would move if we proceed with the Motorola Solutions bid.
Second it.
Had a motion and a second to proceed with the Motorola's bid. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Ball on.
Motion carries. We move to number 23, to discuss with action clarifying the county closing a half a day on December 18th for the county Christmas party I know that Shawna, when we did this on the last go-around, there was a lot of items that we didn't really take into consideration, so I'm gonna turn it to you.
So I need a little clarification. Closing the county for half a day, all of the employees, either they're at the Christmas party or not at the party, will get paid. Some employees work different shifts, so I need to know, are we gonna close and pay everybody from 12 to 5 or 12 to 6 or 12 to 4? We just close it for a certain time? Are we gonna leave it up to each department to close their departments? How do y'all wanna do that?
Does it make any difference to any of the other department heads? Does it affect your business? I know you guys have windows and hours and stuff like that. Is that?
And I believe the biggest department's the sheriff's office. When it was brought to my attention, so.
It's kind of just like a holiday or a closure for ICE or whatever. Anytime you close, everybody gets paid no matter what. So we'll just need to know, they are the biggest department, how we're gonna work this.
I like closing. Jail too.
I'll second that.
Don't be on the best behavior. Yes, come back 4 hours later.
That's right.
We can just close for a certain time, like just 12 to 4, and they would just get paid those 4 hours. We can, either way y'all wanna work it.
Well, if you close just from 12 to 4, that means your employees gotta drive back or come back to work again. I tell you what we ought to do, leave it up to the department head. That way, if the department head wants to give his people half a day off after that, or go home after that, and if they don't, if they want them to come back to work, that way Krista can handle her employees the way she wants to, you can handle yours, Tony, Roy, me, Collie. I think that's what we ought to do.
So then we won't close the county. We'll just, like y'all said last quarter,
Just let the department heads handle it. Because if we close the county, you're still gonna have the sheriff's department that's gotta run. So what are those people that are working, are they gonna get paid for that?
if you
Extra
close the
time?
county, they will get extra time.
They'll get extra time, which is the simplest way for you to handle it. To pay those
Doesn't matter
people
to
that are
us.
working,
It doesn't, that's gonna be a very short window also to be payroll that week. The next week is Christmas, so we have like 2 days to get everything done. So everybody's time cards will have to be, either we're gonna, y'all are gonna set to close it, we will just automatically pay them, or each department will have to write on their time card that they close to pay them for 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever it be.
well, that would be pretty simple though, if your employees, if they were off a half day and we let our employees off, say Road and Bridge, I let my employees off, but the sheriff didn't, he could go ahead and give those people that are working that extra time on their time cards.
Is there any way you can do an administrative leave to keep from having the other and have a certain period of time to take it?
Well, for the, if you close the county, we can give them the 90 days. Like you do for bad weather, you come to work, then you have 90 days to use that time. Instead of getting paid, we can just do the 90 days. Then they use it, if not, they lose it.
That's sort of a comp time thing, or is it?
Yeah, kind of like comp, just the extra leave, yeah.
Kind of like you get a bad weather, bad weather,
Right.
your employees didn't get.
And we can do it that way, so y'all can close and we can give, but I need to know, are y'all closing, no matter what, if the office closes at 4, they will only get their 8 hours or their 10 hours, their 12 hours, no more that day. But I'll need to know, the sheriff's office would be closed from 12 to 6, so they would get 6 hours for that day, where my department would only get 4. So y'all want it just be 4 hours you're closed for, or a full 6 hours, or whatever your department works.
If they don't show up to the Christmas party, they don't have
But it's hard for somebody going around and keeping track of
I think the easiest is.
Well, I like the sheriff's department working out.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't work.
The administrative leave doesn't have that, have 90 days to take it, and
I think that'd be fair.
it's just once a 1 year deal.
do the leave.
No matter how many hours?
Yeah, 4 or 6, right?
You got something to say, Kristen?
No, I was just counting the hours on my.
Oh, okay.
She was going that day.
I thought she was going to raise her hand, and she knows she's going to raise her.
She doesn't know.
Just do the, just,
So you wanna still keep the county closed, then we give them leave?
just give them
Use
the
the
administrative leave of 90 days. I think that's,
Is that a motion?
Yeah, be it a party or not, because you're gonna close.
I'll second.
all right. Motion in a second for granting administrative leave with 90 days to take it for the Christmas party. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, number 24, discuss and consider possible action regarding temporary use of a county road for the 48th National Biker Rally. This has been a deal that happened that when they come here, usually they go to a place where they have a spot to be able to race. However, they didn't get the speedway or stuff, whatever they have here. So it was brought to attention on the initial meeting, and I'm like, I don't know, they thought about the airport, but you could not actually close the airport down due to the fact you don't know, we don't have a monitoring system, so you don't know who's coming in or landing or whatever. So the other deal was getting with our county attorney's office, and we were discussing it and looking at it. In the transportation code under 251, it states that the county can consider closing a road for, I don't know exactly what it says, events or whatever the case may be. It's been, and we do have a representative from the bike rally here that can answer questions if you have any. However, it was, yeah, 251, 158. It's the Commissioners Court by order may permit the temporary use of a county road and incorporate the city for any kind of civil event, festival. And the court would order shall the procedures for temporary diversion of traffic or whatever the case may be while that road is being used. So it was posed to me, if we're going to have this many people here, that if there's not a place for them to race, that they're probably going to find places to race. And that's the last thing we need is something to happen. Of course, you know, we had our bridges out here that in the past, y'all may have been, I was chasing them. They used to race on the quarter mile, so they needed a place to do it. So I looked throughout the county and all the precincts, and there's only really one decent road, which is the Montalia Road, and we didn't even know if it would work. Commissioner Boatwright got with them and took them out there, looked at it, and they said that would be actual real country racing. They've never done it. They've always been on the track, but that it would work. So with that being said, they said that since it's the Montalia Church Road, that they said that if we would allow it or whatever, they would like to donate $1,000 to the Montalia Church for whatever they would want to use it for and for inconvenience. So I believe that the county attorney's office has received some stuff. There's some more items that needs to happen to take place before it can all happen, which we have time to work on it. But I was going to pose it to y'all. Been over with the county attorney for liability reasons. I know that they're going to supply all if there's any medical, they'll have everything out there. We'll probably Jimmy has said that he would probably be around there. We'll have probably a couple of people out there. And it's probably in the evenings on Friday and Saturday evening from 4 to not dark. I told him, can't race after dark because the last thing, if you have a pack of hogs running across there, that would be devastating. So to help accommodate the city, since they didn't have anything, that's what we have presented to you. That the county attorney, do you have anything to add? Or?
You know, the waiver of liability for any participants, you know, to include the county, being that it is a county road, and just proof of the insurance for the event that will cover that. If something, you know, devastating happened, that there be insurance coverage for that and it would fall on the county. Again, because it is a county road. So I mean, those are the two big things, as insurance and waiver of liability, you know, for the use of that road for the motorcycle racing. Off the top of my head, that's what I think of. You got anything else that you think of? Yeah. So I mean, those are the two biggies. You know.
And Tony, y'all have that, I know that y'all have those insurance policies and,
I believe the insurance maximum amount is between $2 to $3 million of during the event will cover anything, life, limb, accidents. That kind of thing. So I can provide that proof to the city attorney's office. We can kind of go from there. If I need to tweak it, I still have time.
and then the thing about it is if we're considering it and we do pass it, we're gonna try to get a hold of the pastor for the Methodist Church. And I'm not 100% sure if anybody actually lives on that stretch. I think that there was somebody, but I don't think that they're actually living there anymore. We just need to check that out and visit with them. But we were pretty much running out of time, so I did put it on here to present it because I don't want our law enforcement and everybody else having crashes all over the county for somebody racing where we could have it in a set environment so that nobody would get hurt. Local people that are traveling or anybody else that's traveling through.
Tell me what they're gonna do. Are they actually gonna have like 3 or 4 racing at a time?
No, it's just 2.
2 races?
2 side by side, sir. Non-modified bikes, so they're not going to go out there with J's and bikes or anything like that. It's racing with you.
And how long does this area need to be? How long is the race gonna be?
A maximum of 4 hours a day.
How many?
4 hours each day.
No, I'm talking about how long is the track?
It's a quarter mile, but they need enough distance to be able to slow down and turn around.
So if we're doing a quarter mile, we need at least half a mile after that to slow down and make sure everybody's safe, and for them to be able to make the turn.
When I looked at it, the particular road fits their parameters. And again, just trying to do it in a control situation, that way it's in one spot, and they have all their people there, and then Jimmy and everything else needs to be there.
And they're doing all the medical, all the anything if there is. I mean, they've been doing this for 47 years. And it's, usually where they go, they have a speedway or something that's in that area that they can do it at, but they didn't have that here. They tried San Antonio and a few other places, but they didn't have the hookups and everything like that we have, and they actually chose Gonzales. So I was just trying to do my best to incorporate it for safety for them and safety for anybody else that's on the other highway. And I mean, there's folks that you said they could go, and if they wanted, people that wanted to go to watch it, they can go out there and stand around and watch it.
Is the area of the portages or the right county right of way pretty wide there?
They both have pretty good right of way.
Judge, we'll make sure on the medical side and on the fire side that that's covered and have a designated LZ just in case when you get set up.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That would be good, just in case. I mean, y'all been doing this for 47 years. Y'all had any bad accidents?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We can do a 9-line or something.
Okay.
I don't have anything against this motorcycle group coming in, but I've had 2 or 3 people call me, and I went out there, and they don't want to listen to it. It's in the front yard, and there's a 99-year-old man lives right there on the highway.
I don't think he's there anymore.
He was there the other day. He lives there. And that road's been protected with big trucks for a long time, all the traffic and stuff. To go out there and burn that road up and leave stripes to haul down that road. I'm not against this deal one bit, but the taxpayers out there at my precinct that I talk to do not want it.
They want the racing all over the county and something else happen. I mean, this is a city function that started.
Judge, I don't know
They
that.
didn't come through the county, but my deal is it's just a short time that it's going to be 2 days, when not a whole lot, and it's in the early hours.
I'm just up here speaking for them.
I understand, but I mean, they're willing to compensate the church. They're willing to. They may.
Did y'all go out there and talk to the church and all the people out there?
Not yet. We're going to do that this week.
Right, yeah, we didn't know if it was going to.
We didn't know if it was going to pan out, and so far it's right at the end. And like I'm saying, if we pass it, we still need to talk to
I
everybody
really
to make sure.
think you need to go out there and talk to people. But that's a pretty quiet neighborhood.
I had a couple of them, the same thing, say, well, nobody's came around, to talk to anybody.
I haven't heard anything from anybody myself.
I haven't either, y'all. but I mean,
So,
And that
we
was,
still need to go out there and visit with the people.
Right,
so.
right, I mean, everybody.
so that'd be from FM 466, that end?
Well, it'll
Towards the
be
church?
From the church, that, in that stretch from the church.
Oh,
to
from the
466.
church.
Straight away.
Church and that straight.
Somewhere in there, based upon, residents.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not against it.
Oh, I know.
How many people normally participate in this, sir, when you have this race?
Usually we have about 20 to 30 participants that are actually going to be racing. Spectators maybe 100.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
They looking for.
It sounds like Montana's the only one, okay? I don't know how far, we do have the Cow Main Road as well, okay, going toward Flatonia. Where they come out of Cow Main and oil field traffic, they could go on 405 or 402, they could go out the other way. We could probably close that road down for a period of time. And they could, there's nobody lives on that road, there wouldn't be anybody out there to have a problem with. You just have to go, you'd have to come to my part and come through the welder. And we're gonna, I imagine the Catholic Church up there probably take that $1,000. Catholics are.
He won't get a question out of this.
So,
I'm gonna let Pat hear. But anyway, if you need an alternative, I don't think, there's nobody lives on that road. We could close it down where the county.
Good road?
Sir?
I haven't been out there. It's a good.
Yeah, we
is it-
re-talked it about a year before
It's a
last.
good
2
road,
years
Judge.
ago.
It's a good
It
road.
might be a better road than that other one. But I didn't know about that at the time.
Nobody lives there. I was just sitting here thinking about it. I said, that would be a good road and it'd be quiet out there and,
What is it, about 15 miles?
well, it's 18 miles to Welber. You
It's
know.
probably about the same almost. It's not probably not much difference.
And it's the
It might be wider.
county gets a little wider and we probably got a little more room on each side. And I know there's some hills and stuff in it, but you could, find an area that would work for you. And you look like you probably have room to park it again. There's nobody that lives on that short stretch. Now, the one I'm talking about, Jimmy, is toward Flatonia, not the one in Cow Main right outside of Welver, okay? This is the one when you're going on 90 out there.
On the other side of the tracks,
Yes. Yeah.
nothing but chicken feathers?
Nothing but chicken feathers.
Flies.
But you know the road I'm talking about, it's called the Cow Main Road. You leave Welder going toward Flatonia, it's out there, close to the county line right there.
That's a good road. It's a good road, yes, sir.
Yeah, we chipped it.
You can look at it, you can go out and look at it,
Well,
if he knows where it's at, he can take them out there and look at it. and-
We can do that after we get we got budget workshop, but Jimmy can probably run you out there and.
You can see if that'll work for you, then we can move a couple of those signs out there, those blinking signs, and I can call Cal Main and say, hey, we need some help on this, and they've been good about working with us on
Okay.
stuff.
Generally, I mean, we don't want to inconvenience anybody, so if they bother about noise or whatever, and we can't make it work, it's okay.
But out there's nothing out there.
Okay, we work it out.
Thank you for this
And
suggestion.
their policy will cover all the liability and everything. The county won't be up for nothing. We're clear.
It's a nice ride too, so to get there, your attendees on the motorcycles or what, it's a nice ride.
Well, they could go out there on 9070 and come back on 1680 and come back on 532 back in there. It's a
Yeah.
nice ride.
It's a nice ride.
Seen it.
That's all right with you, Judge?
I'm just trying to, thank you, I'm just trying to find a place so that we don't have street racing in the county and nobody gets hurt, that's the main thing. And I mean, they're here gracious, bringing all these folks here, the tax base is gonna be great, and I just wanted to do whatever I could to make their stay good and go from there.
And then that'll take the people being upset off the Montague.
Montague. Nobody out there.
We'll
Thank
look
God.
at it.
Just don't forget about those Catholics over there.
I think there's some minority churches out there too.
Yeah, well, they'll just have to get in line, we gotta go. They'll have to elect a Baptist or a Lutheran in the next round.
Yeah, if I'm thinking that road, it may be better better than what
Well, that's a
you
long
do. It's a
stretch.
lot, probably a lot better than what you do.
No problem.
So then,
Build the
we
rocks
have
off the
number
road.
24 to consider possible for the use of a county road. That's county road, what is that county road number?
They call it Cal Main Road.
Well, that's good enough.
And I make a motion we use it.
I'll second it.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to temporarily close the Cal-Main Road on Friday and Saturday evening.
Will it be closed the whole day, or just during the racing time?
Just during the racing time.
Just only during racing time.
Okay,
So we're
the
gonna-
sheriff will have somebody there to, maybe each end sheriff or constable, be a good constable job.
Hey, you like racing, you like racing.
I want you on the Cal Main end, but don't roll your windows down the slides and go home again.
But that way, then we'll have somebody reach in and make sure there's no traffic to come through. We'll actually, we'll barricade, close it, and then,
And I'll talk to Cal Main about it. And what are those dates we're gonna do? It's gonna be
this Friday and Saturday.
Friday.
And we're gonna say, what, 4 to, what, I want to get dark at 9.
Let's say 4 to 8.
Huh?
4 to 8.
4 to 8?
4 to 8. Well, maybe use the road up to then, we can just barricade it and go on. But they have.
You want to do 3 to 3 to 8?
Okay. I take what I can get you.
Because you were trying to, I knew you had more hours there.
So when are we doing it? Friday, Saturday, and?
Just Friday and Saturday.
Okay, what time?
Let's go, let's just do, let's do 3 PM to 8:30 because it won't be dark by then.
3 to 8:30. Okay. We'll work it out.
So I had a motion.
Second.
I had a motion and a second.
Roy seconded.
For Gonzales County to close the Cal-Main Road on Friday and Saturday evening from 3 PM to 8:30 PM for the use of the 48th National Biker Event, pending all litigation that we get from the county attorney. So I mean, as long as we get the okay by the county attorney, we're good to go. Any further discussion? Mr. Gonzales, Commissioner Gonzales, thank you for that, and then that way we keep everybody happy. All
Get
right,
that done, that'll be a miracle to get everybody happy.
any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? All right, that's teamwork there, I'll tell you that. Right. All right, we move to number 25. Discuss with action. Okay, Machina Cinema LLC, a local production company, regarding a filming request for a scene in the district courtroom on July the 30th of 2025. Y'all want to elaborate on it more than I do? It's a big production company that's doing a courtroom scene, and they love our courtroom, and they wanted to utilize our courtroom for their production.
They said it's a local company?
No,
I thought it said local on there, local production.
for a local production.
Oh, okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I missed.
No, it says a local production company.
Well, what is your thoughts on the two charges of the courthouse, kind of? But they're in your territory.
We don't have any court that day, so I mean, it's the historic building, it's open to the public, I mean,
When's the meeting? It's on, is this Sunday? Yeah, I'll work that out when I work it.
July the 30th,
This Wednesday.
it's a Wednesday. It's in the evening, right, or is it during the day? All day?
All day.
All day.
All day.
6 a.m. to 5 p.m.
So Gonzales County Courtroom will be noted in the film if we approve it.
When's the water district?
This Wednesday? Is it this Wednesday, the 30th?
Yeah.
We got the water supply meeting.
That's
Water
why they're
district.
coming in early.
Oh, that's why they're coming in early, so they'll be done before
They'll be done before
the.
Gonzales on the Crown Water District.
Okay.
Making sure.
Now, what kind of film are they making? Maybe we're, this is not X-rated or anything. I mean, did anybody ask? I mean,
I don't think it's.
Amy?
County employees.
From what I understand, it's for a domestic violence film, or a film about domestic violence, and this would be the court scene. So,
But when they brought it to me, I said, we gotta bring it before the court to get a total decision. I don't wanna make it by myself.
Paying for the donation is usually.
When we get the 1,000,
We have to charge before.
I don't know, what do you want to do? What's your feelings on it? It's your home over here.
And that's all our home. I don't have a problem with it. Do y'all have any problem with it?
I prepared a waiver of liability for each participant to sign.
Or like a bailiff or a security or somebody here on our behalf, or.
We can.
Probably a good idea because, you know, I don't know what kind of lights they're gonna have, they can start a fire or anything, you know.
Hey,
something.
hey, hey, don't say start a fire.
Maybe our fire marshal.
He gonna be busy out here.
Motorcycle.
Maybe they can get one yellow roll.
Well, I'll be around during that day too, and I'm going to the water meeting, so
So what are the hours they're gonna be? What?
6 to 5.
6 to 5?
6 in the morning? Who's opening up at 6 in the morning?
He said he's gonna be around, yeah.
I guess I'll be here.
Coffee and donuts.
And you give a tour and talk to
Oh.
everything else.
Well, I make a motion that the local Texas production company regarding the film and festival scene in the district court on July the 30th, 2025, that we let them do it.
Second.
Motion and second for machine, Machina, I don't know.
Machina.
Machina Cinema to film in the district courtroom. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, donations are accepted. So we have the budget workshop. Y'all want to take a 10-minute break or so? And then we'll see if we can knock that out? All right, very good. Thank y'all. Boy, I'm telling you. session for budget workshop, 10:15. What I'm sending y'all is that Title VI that we just did to get all y'all's signature on there.
That's fair.
This is, that's already, oh, we already did, we're good, okay. This goes to this. All right, so we're back in budget workshop real fast. I know that we have a historical commission that's in here. I've already visited with Shauna, and I believe it's already in the book. There's 10,000 in there, is that correct?
Yes.
So we're good? All right, so I have y'all's deal. Unless y'all just, do y'all have anything else?
No, unless I also sent some information of what we've been able to accomplish in reorganization in this first 4 months.
You want to just give a briefing to us?
A brief?
Sure.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's about the last 4 months of the historical commission meetings, and we were concerned with organization and election of officers, planning committees, organization, who the chairpersons were, writing bylaws, transfer of funds, attending the Texas Historical Commission conference, which 2 of our members were suggested to be here. And I don't want to say required, but I think they are. And budget planning for the first portion of our fiscal year, and then for a second planning for fiscal year beginning October 1. So the cemetery committee continued with their work, and the markers committee, we actually had 2 markers that came in to be installed and dedicated. And we have been educating ourselves on the duties of certified local government. That is a lot. We worked at Texas Historical Commission to identify what they expected of records storage for public access. So we finally figured out that we need to write or create a website and link it to the county's website so we can store these public records there the records there for public access. So, and we developed new plans for this next year, especially in certified local government. We still have quite a bit to develop there. And we also responded to a couple of requests from Texas Historical Commission, which is what we're basically required to respond to as far as properties in the county and the city. We felt that we're concerned, especially we were required to do an update of the city of Gonzales inventory and the county of Gonzales inventory and assessment. And the cities was done in 1989, the counties was done in 2011. So we're not quite sure what we have to do. That's a real big question mark, but I know we can do it, other counties do, so we just have to get it all together. Any particular questions?
Thanks for all your hard work.
The people that y'all appointed have been fantastic. They've jumped in, they've assisted and helped with every area. They've been a very good team, so you can be proud of them. And we have some ideas of how we can get some volunteer help and kind of an ex officio type of people to know who's really involved and wants to help. Any question? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
She has done an excellent job of getting this all together. I don't think we had anybody that could do it besides Sandra.
Thank you.
I know it's a lot of work. All right.
Thank y'all.
So we're back on the budget workshop, and we left off the last go around with the question marks that we have was, the county attorney's office. We kind of went over that because he wasn't here to present, so.
I'm here now.
Yeah, I guess the floor is yours.
Thank you, Judge. I've passed out to everybody here at the table just kind of a rundown of the things that I'm going to talk about. The first page is just kind of a summary of what the later pages show. So it just kind of gives a page to quickly look at to see what the anything of a substantial increase, and I know that's a relative term, but just to kind of give a rundown. But I'd like to start on the second page. These are numbered in the same way that the numbers are on the top of the first page as far as what's being talked about. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the creation of a permanent position for an assistant county attorney. I know probably the first question is, what about SB 22? Under the current structure of SB 22, how our third assistant county attorney is compensated is essentially, the funding source is essentially temporary. That there's two ways that we can no longer receive that. It's either, number one, we don't qualify, or number two, the legislature decides to pull that back. So since our third assistant county attorney's time here, and I'll get into all the reasons why, that position has become absolutely necessary, in my humble opinion, for county function. And I don't think it's appropriate for a temporary position. Now, our third attorney not only assists in advising all the county offices and departments with legal matters, she also does the heavy lifting for the Class A and B misdemeanor prosecutions for the county. Me personally, I also prosecute cases in that court, but I also have a felony caseload that I handle, and I also take care of all the juveniles and all of the JP courts in the county, all three of them. So the question may come up, well, why did this work before as far as the number of attorneys, and why is it not working now? The easy answer to that question is influx of cases in the past 5 years. Okay, and I have some numbers listed in there. Let me point to page 3 under perspective. The caseload that we have, just to kind of give you an idea, for 2024, because that's all that the most recent I had numbers for, because 25 isn't over yet. Our office processed 193,000 documents, which have been uploaded to our office on criminal cases alone. Again, that doesn't include anything we do county side. This is just strictly for prosecution purposes. In 2024, the office processed over 900 cases. It came out to 932. And approximately half of those are misdemeanor prosecutions for essentially 1.5 attorneys to handle, which would be Ms. Davis and myself, because I do a bunch of different things as far as not only prosecution, but administrative stuff. Felony prosecutions would constitute about the other half, and that position has 2 full-time attorneys to be able to process that amount of cases. So 5 years ago...
2 district judges.
Yes, 2 district judges.
We're only stuck with 1 judge on that.
5 years ago, there was a total of 590 arrests countywide. In 24, the total was 932. In the past 5 years, that amounts to a 45% increase as far as stuff that my office processes. So for those reasons, and because of our third attorney's also necessary involvement on county issues, not just prosecutions, I'm asking humbly to allow the creation of that position to make it more permanent. There's some other details in there in the paperwork that, just for your reference, that's why I wanted to provide it to you if you wanted to look at it later. But the question is, okay, well, what about SB 22? If you switch back to the first page, that's where I talk about availability. So I talked about number 1 under that already. The funds that are there, if budget requests are approved for that line item. The SB 22 funds that we have, as long as we have them, as long as we get them, I think would be a more appropriate tool to use for temporary and or part-time staff. If it was part-time, then you don't have to worry about benefits packages or anything like that. They would be 100% paid by those funds. Now the two, and I made these requests in the forms that I've submitted with the proposed budget, but the two positions, part-time positions I like to create with those funds on a either part-time/temporary basis would be an assistant investigator and an assistant victim witness advocate/coordinator. For grant fund use, I just feel that part-time employees are more appropriate for that kind of thing, because if the grant drops off or we no longer qualify, or the legislature decides they want to, the legislature giveth and the legislature can take it away. So I just feel that would be more appropriate as opposed to somebody that's been with the county for a while now and has become an integral part of county function and prosecutorial function. So basically what I say here is temporary/part-time employees, if this were to be approved by the court, if there is no SB 22, there is no temporary part-time employees. So that would be strictly based on grant availability. Now, again, that question leads to, well, why do we need an assistant victim assistance coordinator and investigator? Okay, I tried to answer questions before they're asked as best as I could. The simple reason is both positions do more than what their titles describe. Our victim assistance coordinator handles all of the protective orders that come through county court. She also tracks all of the reporting to CJIS, which is the Criminal Justice Information Services. She keeps track of our percentages. We have to have a certain percentage per year of completion on cases to be, compliant. And there just isn't enough hours of a day, week, or a year to do that without help. I talked about the influx in cases. That's also a task that takes time, and the more cases we have, the more time it takes. And that's just one example of the many things that our VAC does for our office. And since I took office in January, I have seen this firsthand. I have seen the additional duties that these two, employees, being our VAC and our investigator, do on a daily basis that are not indicative of their titles. Our investigator, in addition to his duties in being sure all case files and evidence are in order for every single criminal case, he also assists in more than half of the IT issues that arise in our office. He handles all the audio, video equipment for the county here at the courthouse, and at times, helps other departments or entities, for things that are going on here at the courthouse. The most recent example I can give is when there was the water board meeting, the big one where the district courtroom was packed. All of the audio, video setup basically had to be taken from this courtroom, taken in all upstairs, set up downstairs. That took hours. Again, the investigator with my office handled all of that. So it's not that there's just a list of duties and that's all that the employee does. So because of everything that they do, that's why I wanted to use that SB 22 fund availability to get them a little bit of help as far as doing it on a part-time basis. Let's see here. Going on to, let's see. One thing I do want to note, on the proposed new attorney position is when I came into office, there was a backlog of misdemeanor cases of about 12 and a half boxes of banker-sized boxes of cases, misdemeanor cases that needed to be filed. I inherited that when I came in. Due to the third assistant's efforts, that was reduced by 75% since January. So we're down to about 3 boxes, and it was at 12 and a half just 7 months ago. And that's a massive, that's a sustainable amount of backlog, is to have that amount. 12, 13 boxes. When I walked in, those boxes are set up right behind my desk. So every day I come in and I see these boxes, see these boxes, see these boxes. So I do want to point that out. Having the third attorney has really assisted in being able to stay above water with regards to the backlog. More cases means more case files, means more filings, indictments that need to be filed on felony cases, informations and complaints that need to be filed on misdemeanor cases. I can't control the cases that come in. I can't control crime. I prosecute crime, and all I'm asking is, for a tool to be able to help with that moving forward on a more permanent basis, because things aren't going to get less. It's going to be more. The projections for 25 is it's going to be the same, if not a little more, than it was for 2024. So that's on number 1. On the third page is number 2. This is, I put a lot of perspective things here just to kind of show what our investigator does. I talked a little bit about it now. But as far as salary ranges, that's where I kind of wanted to start off, because for the same exact position, the state of Texas median for that job ranges from $87,000 to $136,000. What I'm asking for on that request is an increase of 5.22%, which is $20,000 less than the low end on that range for that position. So do I feel that position is worth more than that? Absolutely, but I also understand, we're a small county. I understand there's budget constraints. So basically, the total cost per year increase for that position comes out to about $3,400, spread out throughout the 12 months, obviously. But that is like I said, a 5.22% increase, and that would be at exactly 67. The minimum range for that position statewide, like I said, is 20,000 more than that. A little bit of further perspective, as far as lieutenant, sergeant investigator for the sheriff's office, they're currently at 67,259, which is a little less than what I'm asking for here. For an incoming patrol deputy, the current is about $27.14 an hour, which is $60,685. Other agencies here in town, the GPD, lieutenant investigators at $75 a year. An incoming patrol officer for the GPD is about $62. That's about $1,000 less than what our investigator is currently getting paid. And this is for somebody just coming in, just out of the academy, just to kind of give some perspective on the reasons why. Again, I know we're not a big county. I know we have constraints, but I don't feel that the ask is unreasonable. And we talked about this already, the additional duties that he does. And I will tell you, I never get a complaint. I never get anybody not showing up on time. And he's been with the county for quite some time. Number 3 is a request for redesignation of 2 clerks that have been with the county for 12 years. They are currently clerk 2 positions, and it's for 2 of them that have exactly the same amount of time with the office, which is 12 years. The request on that is to be able to allow to make them clerk 3s. I have a couple of reasons why I'd like to, ask for that. Number one is loyalty to the county. They've both been here over a decade. These two employees, as far as job performance, are outstanding. Again, never late. They do their jobs not only listed in their job descriptions, but they go above and beyond what their titles require. They complete additional tasks without resistance, 0 complaints, and this is me coming to the county saying, look, that kind of thing. Finding good help, number one, is hard to find, but number two, loyalty to the county is also hard to find. And I mean, there's probably, I could probably count on 2 hands, you know, maybe a little more, the amount of employees in the county that have been there consistently for that amount of time. As far as the budget effects on that, so there would be a reduction on the clerk 2 line item, but there would be an increase on the clerk 3 line item. So it reduces the clerk 2 line item by $100,588, but then it increases the clerk 3 line item by $108,452, and that's where the total difference on the proposed increase of $78,63. Lastly is subscriptions and publications. It's on that same page, number 4. With the advent of artificial intelligence in the technology world, the legal research tool that attorneys use is integrated that within its own infrastructure. So this isn't the kind of stuff that you hear, oh, it's ChatGPT, you know, you just jump on and you ask it a question and, you know, it gives you sometimes the right answer. This is in their infrastructure, so it's specifically designed for the Lexis format. That's the name of the company. It's used for not only criminal cases, it's used for research on county issues. I and the investigator did a demonstration with Lexis about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and what it could do and the time that it could do is astonishing. And so traditionally what would take 2 or 3 hours of active legal research to find an answer, we're on our way to getting an answer in less than a minute. I'm looking at it from a couple different perspectives, not only productivity, but on the criminal side, when we're in trial, there's a lot of moving parts during a jury trial. Time is always of the essence. You know, when a legal issue comes up, you know, there's going to be an attorney, he or she is focused on, you know, the next witness, a piece of evidence they introduce. If a legal issue comes up in the middle of that trial, we don't have 2 or 3 hours to do legal research. So the only way to combat that is basically pull in all the attorneys during any given trial, so somebody could do that. Somebody would dedicate the time, and even if we do that, sometimes we don't have 2 or 3 hours to do that. We have 10, 15 minutes. So again, the increase on that line item is basically for the service. They sent over what the cost increase would be per year to have the Lexis Plus AI upgrade, and that would essentially be $5,500 a year increase. Everything's going up, as everybody knows. I just kind of brought a couple of just deals to kind of explain it in a visual format. So currently, this is where Texas is at, you know, 14.7%. And it's not getting any better. Hopefully it will, but we don't know. Texas is one of 13 states in the state of Texas that has the highest rate of inflation. All of the dark red, there's some lighter red, but all of the dark red states that you see here throughout the nation have the highest inflation rates. Now, I'm not an economist. I can't tell you the why that is. It's not necessarily, you know, being in the South, because you got some eastern states up here in the red too. But this has been a trend. I'm hoping it turns around, but that remains to be seen. You know, the Fed has a lot to do with that, and there's there's just a lot of moving parts on that. I'm just trying to prepare for the next year. So the other things that I've submitted as far as line items, most of them are nominal, a couple $100 just to account for that inflation. It's not anything substantial. The ones that would be substantial, at least in my eyes, I've gone over with you. Let's see. So yeah, that subscriptions and publications line item is line item 3,900 on the proposed budget. So right now, for last fiscal year, that line item was 8,500 for publications and subscriptions. That also includes books that we need to order, things like that, and subscriptions, which Lexus is a subscription service that we have to subscribe to. There's not really anything comparable to that in the market right now. There's a couple of other companies, but they don't have the infrastructure that Lexus has. Just about everybody I know that is in the legal business utilizes Lexus. So 8,500 is what it was for 24-25, and because of the increasing cost for that service, went up to the proposal went up to 14, and that's just to cover it. That's nothing extra. That's just to cover that service and be able to compete with everybody else that already has it. What I don't want is I don't want to be put at a disadvantage, from the defense, who I know is already using it. If we don't have it, it slows us down. They can get answers a lot faster than we can, and we can't double check it if we don't have that kind of service. So that's the request for increase on that. So those are the high points in the notes that you have in front of you. I started to make calculations for totals for everything, but I ran into some trouble just because of the FICA stuff, the stuff that I didn't have numbers on yet, and I would obviously need to get with the auditor on all that, on how any of these changes would affect any numbers on those things. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the base difference can basically be found on the first page at the very top, because the increases that I'm asking for are all lined up in basically 1 through 4 on the top of the first page. So that's basically the hard numbers, the base numbers for what I'm asking for. So just kind of a quick rundown. New assistant county attorney, it's about 104 as far as the cost of the county. Investigator, it's about $3,400 a year. Clerk 2s to clerk 3s, about $7,800 a year, and then the Lexus service, which is $5,500. So that's basically everything that I've got as far as the whys, as far as the how muches, as far as percentages and things like that. I'm here to answer any questions on what I've proposed here this morning to anybody here at this table.
How much money total do you get from Senate Bill 22?
I think it's 175. Yeah.
175.
Yes, sir.
So I have a question on this law library stuff, since this is dealing with the court system. We have an extreme amount of money that's in the law library, so stuff like Lexus, stuff like books and stuff that we need to purchase. We have enough money in there that we could buy double the books to put in there for the law library and get whatever you would need.
Okay.
And even some way to figure out where we could put the Lexus into the computer, because we don't have it right now. Nobody's asked for it. And I've been.
You mean a lot have Lexus upstairs?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes. I'm just saying, and pay for it out of that budget, which we could, the whole county, all of y'all could utilize it. I like Lexus better than Westlaw.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think that would be a way that we could not cut money into ours. And we got lots of money that needs to be spent. Even if we bought double books for whatever you needed and just stick some up there and y'all have what you had, that could cover some of that, I think.
I think the law library has to be available.
It would,
Whatever you purchase has to be available.
It would be available. We could just buy duplicates. You know, they could have whatever they need and we buy an extra book and just put it up there.
Because I'll put it this way, as long as I would be able to utilize Lexus with that service, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, we could if the county did that and made it a courthouse cost, if that's allowable.
Well, it would be through the library fund, which we need to spend some of that money. It's just a lot of money there, and it just grows. So I think maybe, I would think that we could use that if we combine it with the library and for y'all's use, if y'all maybe research a little bit on that.
I have been, it's as long as the resource is available to the public, indigent, or people who are representing themselves, and then also to judges, are mainly the criteria that you have to
So then I think we would be able to utilize that. So that would be money that from the publications and stuff that.
Well, I know the judges would like that. You know, I don't know what.
I would like it.
Yeah, I don't know what research availability they have, you know, to their positions, but.
I just need a lesson on Lexus.
Yeah. Oh, they have all kinds of, you know, free and in-person trainings and things like that just comes with the service.
And that's all online, web-based, or?
It's all web-based.
It seemed like that more available to people if they could utilize that instead of going to put it through books.
It would be great to have it in the law library up there, in my office, because I know Amy would use it also. I would use it, y'all would use it. And if we can pay for it through that money that we just have sitting there, that would be.
So our current subscription currently with LexisNexis, we do have a login for the law library as well as you as the judge under our current contract. So that's something that we already utilize, that we're currently already paying for. So that if we could expand that with the AI.
Just expand it with the AI and take it out of that law library fund and whatever books you need. Just order duplicates and we'll fit them in there. Most people won't even know where to look at them anyway. It's okay.
Well, I've got a LexisNexis account as well that I share with JP1. I don't have the AI portion of it. And we might be able to save some money if we could create an account that we're all going to utilize, where I wouldn't have to have a separate subscription.
That would be great. We could do that through JP1. We could, all the judges could actually be on.
Because I'll tell you, the more people that you have on it, the better rate they give you.
Yep.
You know?
So we could just do that with the AI and just have it throughout, pay for it out of that other fund.
And we also
affect our
have,
county budget.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm good with that, as long as, like I said, I just don't, number one, I don't want to be at a disadvantage.
I got you.
And number two, I just think it's gonna increase efficiency and productivity. I mean, just to give a quick example, what the service can do is, let's say you uploaded an offense report, a police report, in a PDF format. What AI will do is it will timeline that entire document in a matter of seconds, which means date, blurb on what happened on that date, and so on and so forth. You know, we do that already for trials and preparation for trials, but we do it manually, and the time savings on that would be massive. But if that service was not only available to us, but to everybody in the county, you know, I think that it would have a lot of usage.
Yeah, because I think we have more than enough money to pay for whatever that is, and that would be one thing that we would scratch this here, we could maybe get it from there.
Everybody is able to use it.
Yeah, I mean, Becker may want it, Alvarez may want it. I don't know that they would. I know that JP1 has it, so I know that they would continue to want it. So
yeah.
I just need to know kind of a cost at some point so I can take it out of theirs and put it in the.
Well, we've got the line items that are there, whatever, we just probably need to just run that through the.
Yeah, I have it written down what the increase was for that. If you give me a second. Let's see if I can find it on this thing. Yeah, so it'd be 14 minus 85 is basically the difference. You know, if the through the library fund, all of the Lexus stuff is going to be taken care of, then, you know, that number as far as 24, 25, that would go down even from last year, because that's included in that line item is the Lexus service that we're paying for. So I would need to look at what the yearly was on it, but again, you're going to get a better rate, and we also get a government rate from Lexus because of, you know, the entity. Gonzales County is an entity of the state. So, yeah, I mean, it's very possible that entire line item would be reduced if, library fund took care of it for everybody in the county. So just an idea, I think that would be a viable solution.
Back to SB 22, that's yearly?
It's
not-
yearly, I mean, I don't know if it'll ever go away. It's always, like he says, they give it, they can take it away. We don't know.
It essentially boils down to the makeup of the legislature and funding, because it's not only, us that gets it, it's multiple agencies, law enforcement and prosecutorial offices throughout the state of Texas.
Right.
Or if they made any kind of amendment on qualifications, that would potentially, exclude us. The way I feel about it is, if it's temporary, then who's paid from it, I feel should also be temporary. You can ask anybody that has had any interactions or use with our third assistant on any county issues. I have not heard a single complaint. She does good work.
And then on another one, I know like on number 1, the creation of the new assistant county attorney, just to, I know because as a judge, cases in mine have increased drastically. I mean, we sitting here last week, we had 80 plus on the docket. And every time used to, I would have 25 to 30. Now it's 40, 50, 60, 80. So I know that there's a definite increase in it. One thing that I like to point out too is Gonzales County has a lot of cases, and I mean, the thing about it is you can file all the cases you want. If you don't have prosecution, you're not getting anywhere. The second thing is we're lucky since we have the felony jurisdiction, which means that our county attorney's salary is paid by the state. So that leaves us hiring the other 3 attorneys to cover that. So, I mean, we're lucky in that effect. So just wanted to point that out.
175 that goes to the attorney's office, not, we get something to share with us.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Totally
Separate grant application, yeah.
Whenever we hired Kristen that time, I'm sorry I used your name, but anyway, hired that attorney that time, the deal was that we would use the Senate Bill 22 money, then we ran out of 22 money, we'd address that at that time. I appreciate the job y'all have done, like the 13 boxes, I wasn't surprised about that. But I do appreciate the job you've done in the help. I know you need help, everybody needs help,
Sure.
Everything's gone. But with our budget the way it is, if we pay her salary out of Senate Bill 22, then that would leave you about $71,000 left over. Could you hire your part-times for that? What's it gonna cost to have your part-time?
I've got, give me a second, I have a thing on that. Give me a second. It would essentially be a little less than half of what the salaries are now.
2 part-time?
So like, for example, if the investigator salary is at, somewhere between 64 and 67, it'd be a little less than half than that. Obviously, they would be working under the investigator. He's our chief investigator. So like, just using 24, 25 numbers, 63, 592, I would say probably nothing less than 30 to, in that range, a little more than that. And then our VAC, is going to be probably about the same. Now, the other thing is what's not factored into that SB 22 figure you just gave me, is that there's other things that come out of that other than just salaries.
Right, I understand that, but I know the judge addressed the deal on the Lexus and stuff, that hopefully we can take that out of up there. I don't know what the thought, but I mean, that was our agreement when we talked about it. As long as we had Senate Bill money, 22, we would fund that job. Well, I think we have to have her there. I mean, she does a good job, and we've seen, she's here all the time. She's helping all of us. But the only thing I'm saying is maybe we should wait and then address that when Senate Bill 22 money goes away, instead of try to work it into to your budget, we can keep it.
Well, and I do understand that. The problem is if that dries up in the middle of a fiscal year, then that means she's out of a job. That's what that means.
Well, you can come to the court at that time, and we're aware of what's going on, and we just probably have to do a budget review and go on from there. I don't see it drying up though, because I think they have realized there that, you know, that crime is going up and there's more stuff to be done. Well, those are my thoughts. We got three.
Yeah, no,
guys
I
here.
understand. I understand your position.
You know, their thoughts on it.
I'm kind of above the same mindset there, but yeah, no, definitely the work that you guys do is incredible. We appreciate it. And the number of boxes in front of your desk.
I know y'all seen them.
Yeah.
I know I've seen them. You couldn't even walk in the office.
Yeah, no, and I will tell you the 100% heavy lifting on that was because of Kristen. And the thing is, this caseload issue is not gonna change. So you know, the way I feel about it is, not only do we have that increased caseload of, you know, what the 45% or whatever in the past 5 years. That's not only for misdemeanor cases, that's happened on felonies too. And that's why I have a caseload in felony court, I have a caseload in misdemeanor court. I'm all over the place as far as court, because I know that help is needed. And even with me doing that, I mean, we still got 3 boxes here. Now, it's never going to be 0 boxes. I'll tell you right now, it's never going to be 0, because they keep coming in. And they
Well, at least you won't have 13 minutes.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to explain is, if not for that help, there's just it would be very hard to do what we've accomplished just in 7 months.
And the other thing too is that, you know, we budgeted, used to, for outside litigation, which is an outs and bass that we budget for. We don't have to use them anymore because we actually have somebody that's here to answer that question. So we don't. I mean, that's money that can be saved. I think the last term that we actually spent that money was due to the time when we did our subdivision rules, when we hired that outside attorney. But other than that, that's $20,000 or $30,000 a year that we save too, because we have it in-house.
Yeah, because I and Kristen, you know, when those types of issues comes up, yeah, we work on those together. You know, if I'm getting pulled in court over here, she's at the office, she handles it, and vice versa. You know, just on availability. So there's always somebody.
And you know, the questions are answered way faster. I mean, there's been times when you go with Allison Bass, you may not get things back a week, 2 weeks out. And this one, I mean, it's, you tell it, and it's usually they're right on it, and they either give it to you that day or the next couple of days after the research, which is remarkable. I mean, it's just to have that answer that fast.
I have another question.
Yes, sir.
One that we had this Senate bill money, what, this is the 3rd year we got it?
I think so. 3rd or 4th.
Those employees got
Second
raised.
year.
They got raised last year, didn't they, off the Senate bill?
They get, well, that was a big issue that I dealt with when I first came in. So,
Right.
so what happens is, Senate Bill 22 in the comptroller's office has said, only these folks, these designated folks, would be able to benefit from that. Yeah. So basically that includes victim assistance coordinators, attorneys, investigators, attorneys other than myself, obviously. I'm paid by the state. That's, you know, just for the assistance. So what happens is that once we get that money, then there is a supplement that goes, and that's in the SB 22 portion of the budget. We're not asking for anything different on that. It kind of gets sparsed out between all of those four folks. But that's a no cost to county thing. But that there's just not enough money there in that 175 to accomplish not only primarily the assistance and part-times that I want to get to be able to handle the increased case. So because it's not only the attorney getting this, the filing and prosecuting in court, there's a whole system before that. So and let me just kind of break it down. So when a case file comes in from a law enforcement agency on an arrest, okay, that hits, you know, desk one essentially. That's basically entering into Odyssey, file creation, And then at that point, it goes on to one of the attorneys at the office to file, decline, pursue, whatever the result is on that. So it's not only more work for the attorneys, is what I'm trying to explain, is if it went from 590 something to 632 in the past 5 years, all the staffing is the same for the past 12 years since that felony jurisdiction was acquired. So that is the explanation for the backlog, because when the county attorney's office got felony jurisdiction, and this was 12 years ago, 12 years ago, the system was set up for the amount of cases that were coming in, and the staffing was as such. Well, if that's 45% in the past 5 years, that's everything that's coming in to the same amount of folks. The only difference we have is the third assistant through SB 22. That's the only difference in the past 12 years. So my idea here is if we could use those funds to increase the staffing on the front end of prosecutions, and the county pick up the third assistant county attorney, then we have staffing covered on the front end and we have staffing covered on the back end, which is the prosecutorial side. So I put a lot of thought into this on how to structure it. I didn't want to create full-time positions. I wasn't going to ask for that. I don't think that's needed. I just think a little bit of help is needed. The easiest way to do that is to use that money, to use that SB 22 money. I think at the end of the day, it is an inevitability. Grants come and grants go. And I understand the argument, hey, we address it, when the issue arises. But what that creates is the inability to use that money to increase part-time staffing to be able to handle the caseload that I've talked to you guys about here this morning. So that's the other part of this thing that I wanted to explain to the commission.
And I guess the problem here, we're sitting here, you have that money, okay, you can use for that. But when we go to adjusting, like some of these clerk 1, 2, 3s or whatever, a lot of these offices, county clerk, county treasurer, they all have people that are important to them to get the job done.
Sure.
And we have to all work together to get these jobs done, because if one falls behind, then the other one gets behind.
I'm sensitive to that.
And all their employees are important to them, and they're all looking to us to come in here and say, okay, you got that magic wand, wave it so we can all get $100.
Oh, I know there's no magic wand. I know that.
And sometimes it doesn't work that way.
I understand. I wanted to be able to come in here and explain, and my apologies for my absence last time. I hadn't gotten home yet.
That's quite all right, and the sheet you gave us was real thorough, and I understand, it was easy to understand and everything, but those are my feelings. Use your Senate Bill 22 to pay her. She does a great job, and if something changes, if it goes away, then we'll address that issue at that time. But we're gonna, it looks like we need to have her. And the salaries, if you want to get you 2 of those part-time, use that money, I think that's fine. And then the other salaries, we'll just have to address them when we address our other salaries on the thing. Now, that's my opinion. We've got 3 more sitting here.
I understand. Does anybody else have any other questions or concerns?
Well, the new position is not a new person, it's just changing
Right.
positions and the mechanisms. of the
Right, it's
fund.
just how they get paid.
Right, it's not like a.
No, it's not, I'm not adding another lawyer on top of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same
Same
thing.
number of
Right.
bodies, just different
Yeah, in other
classifications.
words, it will come out of general fund, her pay, instead of coming out of Senate Bill 20.
Correct.
Right.
That is correct.
So that would be around, from your computation with everything, would be about $142,000.
That's if we get raises, yeah, so roughly now about
That's if we get-
139
yeah,
something,
yeah.
just
So
depending.
100, that would be changing that budget $139,000.
So that would be including all the other tax, that's the numbers I didn't have
Yeah.
yet. This is just base.
Well, it would actually change it more than that, because you'd be taking the 175 and moving it down. Because if you did away with her salary out of it, he would have 175 to actually spend, if he
Yeah.
could.
But that
So
wouldn't
actually
affect our budget. though.
I know it wouldn't, but in a way it does. I mean, yeah, it'll affect our budget because we're gonna take that 100 and some thousand out of our budget to pay that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, it would change his budget about $142,000 with the raise, 139 without it, is what it would change his budget from now.
Yeah, I mean, I would obviously need to talk to the third assistant about it, but I mean, I think the bigger concern is the position creation as opposed to any potential, countywide or whatever raise that went with it. It's a job security issue, it's a necessity issue, but again, that's up to this table. I just think that it's absolutely needed. But again, that's up to everybody at the table.
Well, as Donnie had said earlier, the job, the job is there. She's definitely earned what she's been making and has created a slot. So SB 22 or not, the job security issue, I don't think is a major thing, because I don't think we would go back and take that position away again because it's so critical in your office. So,
Yes, sir.
That should, for your point of view, should not be a question for
Thank you.
positions.
I agree completely. I mean, our whole thing right now is numbers. We got the annex, we got the courthouse, we got Randall Rather. I mean, kind of have to watch what we do a little bit. Plus, then we got another 130 or 40 employees that all want to run the students. I suppose do y'all want to cut and pay? You want to raise or cut? Johnny said a cut.
Get something thrown at you.
And the one last thing I wanted to bring up is the testing on that marijuana stuff. I came to the commissioners early in the year about that. That's in there. I'm not asking for any increase on that.
I don't have a problem with that. Something you gotta have if you're gonna be prosecuted.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
On those legal fees under that 4005, did we put anything in that? It's showing 20,000 on here. I'm just curious.
And what is that for?
That's one that we usually budget for house and bass, what I'm
I
saying.
think we
is
ended up
if you
taking
did
that out.
Yeah, you took that out, right?
Yeah, you told me to take
So I
that
mean,
out.
that decreases the budget by 20, so if you had the 139 or what it would be, then you would be right at 100,000 if the budget would change. If you net that out, because she would be doing that also.
Any other questions or concerns on any of those four things on the first page?
So what would you do with the remainder, like Senate Bill 22 money? If you hire an investigator and a victim's assistant coordinator, you'll have quite a bit of extra money in there.
Yeah, well, there's, all the attorneys now currently get that SB 22 bump. That comes from that, and the investigator, and I believe the victim assistant.
Yes.
I would need to run the numbers with you to see what would be left on that, because that's gonna be at a minimum 60 to 65 for those two part-timers. Again, we don't have to worry about, then I just need to know the numbers on what the attorney supplements, investigator supplements, back supplements would be to get a hard number on that. Because I mean, the way it works is if it's not spent, you send it back.
So you would just up their supplement?
I could.
So Eddie, that salary increase for the investigator, would that be coming out of the Senate bill, or would that be coming out of the budget?
No, I mean, that would be the way I proposed it is for a budget, so that's
Okay.
3,400 or whatever it was. I think it's like 3,400 a year. Yeah. So again, base numbers on that would be 3,408 for the year. The entire year.
currently, right now, the entire 104 is covered by SB 22.
Yes.
It's currently.
Yes.
So we,
Well, is that, and I think the benefits too.
That, yes,
Benefits
all the
package
benefits.
is also out of SB 22.
yeah, that's why we got the benefits and all that is paid currently.
Yes, everything's out of SB.
Yeah.
So like 142 is that number?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the rate is.
No, yes, the 142 would be if we got the
If
raise.
we back out there. Otherwise, it's 130, you got
So, yeah.
2080 off.
Yeah.
Plus a little bit of benefits.
So that's what I'm saying, so we swap that from one column to the next, and then the additional with that, you're saying that's not gonna be the creation of the 2 part-time clerks, that's part-time, that will be funded by the SB.
No, not the clerk. Oh,
No, no, it'd be the assistant investigator, not a clerk. Because a clerk isn't eligible for pay through that.
Also, the 2 clerks and the investigator salary, that's not SB.
Correct. Correct.
But the investigator could be SB 22.
Yes.
And the ones that could be, it would be
So-
the
so-
investigator, victims coordinator, and attorney.
So another way.
Not the raise for the investigator.
Yeah. No, no, not.
Percentage up would not.
Right, yeah.
Part-time investigator.
Right. Now, if I wanted to, like, for example, let's say that happened, and it was approved to create the county attorney position, the third, then the chief investigator for the county attorney's office is eligible for a supplement through that SB 22. So, you know, the raise I'm asking for, the funds would be there, and I could adjust that to, you know, what I'm asking for here, and there would be funds for that.
That's what I'm saying, if we did create the third attorney, then you could actually take that increase out of the SB 22
Yes.
bill, that would take another $3,400 off.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was trying to figure at the end of the day, how would the bottom
dollar.
end up,
Yeah.
bottom dollar, there's a lot of moving, not necessarily creating.
Right.
Even though we're creating a separate position.
Yeah, no, that request increase, as opposed to it being a general fund line item increase for that salary, I could pull that from SB 22, because then it would be there if the other attorney was.
So
Is all your SB 23 money in salaries, or are there other?
They don't call it salaries, they call it supplements, salary supplements.
But I mean, it's all in pay, it's not
Yes.
like
Oh, no.
vehicles or for anything else.
No, it's strictly for personnel.
So the question too is that, like, the clerk 2s and clerk 3s that are gonna be changed or whatever is.
They wouldn't be eligible to receive SB.
Those are just the clerk 2s, not counting the witness. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, the clerk 2s
I'm
can't,
following.
because they don't fall under the definitions to be able to.
I'm just
get-
saying, because I know that probably in the book, they're listed as a clerk 2. and clerk 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right, one of them is, that's right. That's right, the victim assistance coordinator is one of the clerk 2s that want to make clerk 3. So she would fall under that, the other one would not. Thankfully, that is
So what I
correct.
was trying to figure is if the Senate bill money would cover that, that would take more off of the other.
Yeah, it would cover one of those two, because she would be eligible for one, the other one would not, just because of job title and what they do.
If you would use the maximum amount of that 175 or whatever it is, I mean, I personally would like the position. I mean, 'cause I know we tell her that she's good to go, but it's the idea of it, so.
He's gonna stay the same. She's gonna stay the same.
I think he's gonna have like a 66 per year reduction, because I'm not gonna have a first assistant. They're just all gonna be assistants. So basically that, yes, that's the easy way to say it, yes. So it doesn't change the amounts, it's just how to get there.
Y'all quiet the other thing, how y'all feel on the assistant county attorney?
Soak it all in, you know. It's all
I know I
new-
do a
it's
lot
all-
at you, I'm sorry.
It's all new to us.
It's all new.
That's why I brought in the sheet, because I knew
Right,
that I had a lot to
attention.
say, so I just wanted to put it in writing for you guys. That way you can, reference it and ask me questions and things.
So for the assistant investigator or something, there'll be another vehicle involved in it as well, or
Right,
not right now?
not right now, no. You know, their salary essentially is gonna be based on whether or not they have a vehicle or not. You know, if they use their own vehicle, I think for a part-timer, I think that's not an unreasonable ask. So no, I'm not, at this time, I'm not asking for
If we had to
any of
come
that.
up with an extra vehicle that we retire or something, we probably would find one if you needed one.
Right.
Find one.
Yeah, but as of right now, I'm not making that request. We can work around that. But you know, I need the help and I need a car.
Kind of say there's a lot of give and take there as far as saving money in one area and going to the other. I think at the end of the day, we're not talking about a large amount. We're looking at 6 digits here, but
You look at it, just depends on what can come out of where. You're still looking at 90, maybe 100, somewhere in there never changes, but that much more, which,
But is that actual spent money, or is that just, you know, thinking we're getting, SB 22, we're getting, you know, we're saving on the attorney fees that we normally spend 20, 30,000, kind of give and take.
yeah, you took that out, that's 20,000 off that we wouldn't use because we had, I don't know.
And one of the raises for the clerk 2, clerk 3s, and potentially the ask for the investigator as well, that would go back into the pot if those increases came out of SB 22.
Come out of SB 22.
Yeah.
I understand your kind of reorganization and from a management perspective, being that you inherit what you inherited and what you're, first of the year, what you're trying to get done now, so I can kind of
Yeah,
see
it's
how things work.
one of my main things when I came in, and I told everybody at the office when I came in, is look, you know, I want to increase efficiency. I want to, you know, make things better. Faster doesn't need to mean, you know, poor quality. It's just how things are structured, how job duties are delegated, and things like that. And over the past 6-7 months, that's kind of what we've been doing. And with what we have, you know, making specific designations on, okay, this is what you're going to do for the time being because we need to get caught up on this. I've also implemented policies on minimums for grand jury presentations on felonies that had never been done before. So I'm looking at this thing as, okay, you know, what can we do to reduce our backlog? What can we do to stay efficient and keep that backlog as minimal as possible? Because there's this old saying, you know, justice delayed is justice denied. It's been an adage in the legal world for forever, and I believe that. I believe that. So the only way to keep everything above board or at least caught up, you know, it just takes resources, and that's why I'm here. But again, I completely understand the need for resources in the departments as well. I'm just here to make my pitch and humbly ask, you know, for the stuff. But however we need to work it out, if we can accomplish what we need to accomplish, I'm okay with it. But that's my explanations are as to the whys. You know, it's not just well, because I think they deserve it. No, it's more than that. You know, it's the influx of cases, even just in the past 5 years. And like I said, I've got no control of that, and I want that. You know, if there's more cases coming in, that means there's law enforcement on the road. That means there's law enforcement investigating and putting bad guys and bad gals, you know, in jail. Yeah, that's the goal here is to, you know, protect our residents, and we just need to be able to keep up with that demand. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not opposed to it. There's 4 more folks that
initially created Senate Bill 22, what was it created for?
For the assistance of more rural counties, because they know that.
Was it created for to increase the salaries of the people that were in those departments?
It was created to supplement salaries or to create positions to help with staffing. Those two reasons.
Like for the sheriff's departments and such, the ones that weren't getting paid an X amount, they were gonna be able to bump them to that. However, we were fortunate because we did pay more than what that was, but it was to help supplement the counties that couldn't afford it.
And the law enforcement, side of things, as far as SB 22, they have different sets of rules and parameters, and prosecutorial offices do, even down to reporting. So I do know that. For example, what the sheriff's office could use SB 22 is not exactly the same that what a prosecutorial office could use SB 22 for. And that was part of the confusion when this first came out, is there wasn't a lot of direction on how this money was to be used. It's like, oh, we're a rural county, here's some money. And there wasn't a book, there wasn't a pamphlet, there wasn't something that came with it that said, these are the rules. These people you can bring on, these type of people, or these types of positions. There wasn't a lot of direction. And
It changed.
Yeah.
After the first round went through, it's like, "You can't do
Basically,
that. You
everybody
can't do
that got it was complaining because they're like, well, now we already did it, and you're telling us now that we can't do it, but you didn't tell us to begin with that we couldn't do it. So that was
FEMA.
Yeah. So that was the problem initially, and they readdressed that this year to give some more clarity. Thank goodness. But Gonzales County wasn't the only one that was struggling with that. It was counties all across the state that received it. So now that we have more direction and clarity on all that, then yeah, I'm not worried about how we can use it or what we can use it for. It's been delineated at this point, so I'm good with that. It was just a big question in the beginning. Hey, well, we did this, or can we do that? And again, that was before my time, but again, that was inherited when I came in, and we figured it all out as far as the can and cannots with those funds. But primarily, it's for designated position, supplementation, and position creation. That's what it's for prosecutorial officers.
Is that revisited every year or 2 years?
Every time the legislature meets.
Every 2 years. So they passed it, so we're good for 2 years is what we're looking at?
This fiscal year, and then 26.
Is there any increase or it's the same?
It's the same.
So we're across the board.
It didn't take away.
Taking
Trying to soak it all in.
And if y'all like, if I need to run some more numbers, I give with Sean, give you kind of some more hard numbers, if you will, on what's there, what's going to be left, how that's going to be used, things like that. I didn't have a lot of the numbers to give you. I didn't have them available to me before I left for vacation, came back. I'm not blaming anybody. I just didn't have it available when I put this together. But I did have hard numbers on the base increases, which I think is what everybody was wanting to see. What increases were there, the whys. I prepared all that. But as far as specific, calculations with the auditor, if that's something that commissioner and judge you want to see before any decisions are made, I can spend some time with Shauna and we can get all that figured out if that's what y'all want to do.
I think that would be good, and I think we've talked enough about this, don't y'all? Can we move on to Johnny Joe? I know wants to get back to the next.
Yeah, we can kind of try to
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
try to get a net, kind of see where the end of the day, where it leads us, I mean, so,
We're like kind of on a time crunch here.
yeah, I mean, I know the numbers that,
Really close.
what each position
I
would
mean,
cost.
yeah. Funding the attorney and taking whatever you can out of the Senate bill. What I would suggest. I'm good with the attorney because that's one of the most important jobs of it. You gotta arrest them or you gotta prosecute.
Right.
Like I say, you know, we got a lot of cases through the county, and we already paying for 3 attorneys, and the state furnishes the county attorney, which his salary is paid for. And even $140,000, if that's what it is, I'll take.
It went up now.
Huh?
The state, this legislature gave the.
Yeah, I'm getting 175. And we're still sitting there. I mean, I think I'm for it.
And to be fair, that raise for prosecutors also applied to district judges that are on the bench in district court. It had been, I think, over 10 years since there was any adjustment on that salary at all. And finally, you know, they said, okay, with the way things are now, with inflation and things like that, you know, it's time. And they went ahead and granted that, not only for elected prosecutors, but for district judges.
For the amount of cases that are filed, paying for three attorneys is not. I know what I had to do.
And putting these numbers together, in case y'all had a question about that, my office contacted district clerk's office, contacted the county clerk's office. We, got direct emails from them on case counts and things like that. I mean, we had our numbers, but we wanted to, double check, make sure that our stuff was accurate. So yeah, I mean, every number that I've given you, whether it be percentages and all that, it's been vetted, verified. I just wanted to be able to give you all some true numbers on how much the stuff has increased in the past 5 years. It's almost half, almost 50%, 25.
They will make or break it at all. They can fund the attorney and then whatever else can come out of Senate Bill 22 and other stuff can come out of law library. Motion on there, see what goes with it.
So we get it today, we're kind of shaping and have some track, which made differences in the reorganization.
Yeah. Unless you have new officers come in and get it set the way he wants, same as anybody else. But I'll just make a motion. I'll make a motion that we create that county assistant county attorney, and then publications and subscriptions for Lexus and AI come out of the law library fund, and then what can be paid out of the Senate Bill 22 needs to be paid out of Senate Bill 22.
So there'd be no increases, no clerk 2s to clerk 3s, just putting her in that position.
Yeah, that will come in when we get in, I guess, into figuring out the other. Let's try it. Had a motion and a second on the creation of the assistant county attorney. Everything else being paid out of Senate Bill 22, subscriptions and publications for Lexus to be paid out of the law library fund. Any further discussion?
I think it all needs, how I feel about it. We told him when we did this job, created this position, as long as we have Senate Bill 22 money, we're gonna do it. I don't have a problem with funding that position, the Senate Bill 22 money went away. But I think they need to use that Senate Bill 22 money to fund what they've got now, and I disagree with that.
Just for clarity, I didn't say that when the position was created. That was my predecessor. So I just want to clear that up.
I thought it was you.
Yep.
That's cool.
Well, anyway, it's probably, I'm sure, in the documents in the courthouse and stuff, if you wanna look it up.
No, I'm not
Well, I know
saying it
too,
didn't
if I
happen.
would be in the assistant position, just the thought of it, not knowing that if it went
Well,
away,
you can
even
do
saying that you're gonna do it, but the other way, you definitely would. I mean, it's a little bit more relaxing if you were thinking, man,
Would
they
it
say
be in
that
that position knowing it was funded by Senate Bill 22? And really, no position here is permanent unless you're elected, and that's not permanent. which you
Every
go
4 years.
become- Yeah, 4 years, so anybody could, you could cut the funding.
but you gotta look at too what you have on, you know, you're lucky to have a good attorney. That's all.
Well, I
I mean,
understand that.
that's the main thing, is just, that's just, you know,
And
you
us
just don't find that
funding
all the time.
out of Senate Bill 22 is not gonna change if we have a good attorney or not. She's still gonna get a check every week or every 2 weeks, however they pay. But that's my opinion, but I mean,
Well, I mean, y'all seen the number of cases, we have 900 some cases, and three attorneys on the line's not bad with the county attorney. I mean, that's, we're fortunate to have what we have, that's just my opinion. And I deal with them all the time in court, and I know what it is. And I've had different ones that have come before me that are just, what we have now, I'm telling you, it's really good.
So then you'll get 2 positions then in Senate Bill 22.
Yeah, that we're not having,
Well, yes, but
Yeah,
I have to put
only
that all
2
in.
positions.
yeah,
Part-time.
part-time.
And they'll be part-time, the rest of that money will be spread out to the rest of them.
Was you gonna say something? Commissioner?
Just the law, the money out of the law library, that's a continuing each year.
There's a lot in there,
A lot
yes,
in
and then there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands, so that's no big deal. That can cover books and cover all of that won't even come out of our budget there. We need to find somewhere to spend it, and there's only certain things we can spend it on. I think this is one, but it's not gonna even touch it. You ain't gonna even know you got money missing out of it.
And I know what Donnie talked about agreeing, what y'all agreed on before with the attorney and everything. Now, I know things are changing. And we gotta have somebody, we better get somebody and make sure we got it. That's my feelings. You know, I know times have changed and it's a different attorney. So,
And I'm tell you what, it's hard to find attorneys that wanna be attorneys in prosecution. And we're fortunate,
Especially in a smaller county.
especially in a smaller county.
Small county.
Yes. All right, any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
All right, it's 4-1. That will pass. So Sean, if you want to figure all of that out. And then we can address the clerk twos here in just a little bit, and the clerk threes, because there's a couple of them that have asked for that.
Yeah. All right, get out of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all ready for the policy?
I gotta go to the hot seat.
Yeah, I get the one for it.
Mr. Johnny Joe's on. Hey, excuse me, lady.
Donnie?
How we doing, bro? See, we're on
Oh, I'm sorry.
Reynolds Street. You can have the whole bowl. I don't know, I just jumped on it. Constable. That's JP.
423.
423.
You can put his no wish list in, but what he had last year, he didn't want to deal with y'all like that.
I hope y'all in a good mood, though.
talking about the fence behind the fence, game cameras?
That's not it's not a big deal, but just that Jason one time, had a card in the footage or seized it because of the fact was that it was used in a robbery. And we knew that it was, but there was a lot of items in there and everything. We had to get a hold of it so that way we could take fingerprints and all that whole stuff. We had to
The back's fenced, is it not? The back, we just need to close the front of it.
Yeah, just one side of it, so you're looking at about maybe 30 by 30 with a gate on it, and that's it.
Okay.
And that's just so we can have a secure place to keep it.
Yeah, that's
It's a chain of custody, you gotta keep it.
It's easy just to hire it out.
I mean, I'd probably just use, if you want to put a chain link, kind of like the mountains there, probably use your.
And you gotta have the wall wire on top of it, make sure nobody climbs over it, want to keep it secure.
Do you have any costs or anything on that?
No, I didn't get a cost on it. I figured, I was gonna I thought about it later, but I didn't. I just thought, well, we'll see what we can do. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, we'll just try to figure something else out. I thought maybe I could stuff it in that container, it might fit in there.
The game cameras are not that expensive. Game cameras are not that expensive.
The game
Is
cameras?
that what you wanted, some game cameras?
Yeah, I did. I found, but those game campers are very specific. They're like license plate readers, and we have one. But that one, we move it around and stuff like that. And when you get with them, they're able, if you get a picture of the LP reader and you contact the company, they can blow it up for you. And we're able to get one, and we're able to, prosecute somebody that we have dumping tires. We actually got them to come back and pick them up and haul them off and show us the receipt where they took them, and then we cited them for it. So the game cameras are a big game changer for out there. Kyle can tell you there's a couple of places that we ain't got cameras that we need to put something out there. But they're expensive. I mean, they're high dollars.
What's expensive?
They're about $800, $900, and they might go up. I did find some on eBay.
That's right.
They're the ones that somebody bought. I guess they didn't use it. They're brand new, but we can't buy nothing from eBay. But they were only $500 a piece versus the $800 and $900. But they're worth their weight in gold.
Although they were license reader ones that will read the license.
They're got a high resolution, and when the car comes by, it takes a picture basically of that. And then if somebody gets out of the vehicle, like happened on that one deal, he was out of the vehicle getting the tires out, and luckily we were able to get a good shot because when he opened up his door, the cargo light was on, and we got a good shot of his face. If not, we wouldn't have been able to.
Well, see, we caught one on the game camera throwing a bunch of them out, but we couldn't read the side, we could just see the side.
Yeah.
Didn't I buy you some hole, and I bought the other ones, but I used my money out of my pipeline money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Colleen?
Give it up.
That's why I got tailored through them too.
Yeah, I think you bought them some too.
Got tailored through them.
I mean, they're worth their weight, though. We can get them, put them up in different
Now,
places.
those are ones that are solar, have the remote sends the picture to your phone?
Yeah, that's what it does. It does. It sends us pictures. I'll go and get them there and get them. And then, but if I contact the company, they can make the resolution higher and better and clarify everything on there. And that's what I did with that one guy. That when I contacted them, they made the resolution even better. Was able to read everything a whole lot better. So it helps. So if I get them, I get them. If I don't, we'll go from there. But I'll be contacting you for the pipeline.
Hey.
I don't know what he had on the steering road.
Was that 800? You got moved.
Somebody stole it?
You didn't hear that?
No.
Did somebody steal one of my cameras? Get over here before I do it. Really, they spray painted it.
Knows it. Cleared it right away.
You regret to be, didn't tell me about it?
That one wasn't
Well, wait a minute,
yours.
is that the one Tony bought for you?
That one wasn't yours.
You're all right. But they do work. We need more cameras.
Those are good to have.
All right, what was it that one time calling on that one road? They dumped what? 40?
Yeah, right in the middle of the road. too.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole trailer load.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
Oh.
Well, that's a felony, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, that's only getting worse.
Went
So
68.
the 3,200, you can ride a collie by, collie, water by.
What else is on there? Oh, yeah, you need to be in, I just got it. What part of the video are you?
After page 41.
And there was a replacement vehicle?
Yes, sir. The one we got right now is in the shop. We thought it's the transmission, but it's not the transmission.
Which
Still-
one's in the shop?
The Tahoe.
Black Tahoe. The one that I
You
use.
got it?
No, yeah, when I used to drive, we just got that one. And right now,
We got the
as
Charger?
of right now, we spent.
It's charging right now.
Yeah,
It's not fast.
that one's, it needs to be retired. We just got it there in case we need to have something, but it needs to go. Right now, it's $9,716 expenses already on the top of it. And we still don't know how much it's gonna cost when we get it out right now. So probably $3,000 to $4,000, I'm thinking roughly, if nothing else, maybe, but I'm just
No, it's
guessing.
just a prime, just not either vehicle, but you're not,
It's the one that I use for patrol.
Yeah,
because you drive the white.
the white.
Constable drives a lot of my driving.
What do you got?
19?
2019. And I put it in now because I know next year it's probably gonna be $15,000-$20,000 more. Cause I remember when I bought that one, it was only like 35 for the Tahoe, 40, and already up now it's up to 55. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, we'll make do what we got. But I just know in another year, it's gonna be a lot higher. Money's tight.
You have the three vehicles, that, those two, and the Charger.
Yeah, the Charger's there, but it,
Yeah.
you know, it's not really a car.
You got rid of those two, not what they'd be worth, not, the Charger not worth much.
Now, we really need to go in and put it up for sale and see. If we get $500, I think you'd be lucky. I think they can sell it on gov.com, and they can put it as a police vehicle and restrict it, and then all the equipment can stay on there. You might get some more out of it. To me, it doesn't make sense to pull stuff out of the vehicle and have it sitting there, and then you got crap that's sitting there and not being able to do nothing with it. If it all goes together, you might get a little bit more for it. And it's all old equipment that's on it.
No, that, you had that before, I was, it's the year
2008.
Yes, it's 2008. I think it's got 137,000 miles on it.
4 years will be a classic plates, antique plates, so.
Maybe we'll get more for it then.
Did we have an amount on a replacement vehicle or something?
Yes, it was 92,000.
Should be next page over.
You got 92,400.
That's with all the equipment that
Yeah,
we're.
Yeah,
that's
it's
completely.
dressed out, ready to go.
That's with the radar and everything. Fully equipped.
Now, is that what your cost of sheriff, or they about that same? We don't get a package deal if we buy multiple.
The more if we did something countywide, possibly, you know, I think everybody probably uses different outfitters, maybe something that
Well,
we
there's
could
not a
do.
problem using the same outfitter, that's not a problem, it's just, you know, getting the vehicles. You know, and really, it would benefit, I think, the county if we all went together to do something like that. I mean, that's not a problem. I mean, it's just the vehicles, you don't know what's gonna happen another year from now on the toggle. It might create or it might not. And I read up on the toggle because I thought it was a transmission. They said about 100,000 on the toggles. In the 2019, they started having transmission problems on them. That 10% of the vehicles have problems with them after 100,000 miles on the toggle.
But this is a Tahoe you can get it.
Sorry?
Aren't you getting a Tahoe?
Yes.
And they're having transmission problems?
Yeah, but that's the 2019, not the new ones.
Are the Ford Explorers any cheaper, or are they about the same?
They're about the same. We even looked at the trucks are more. Trucks are more. It just, the Fords are just a little cramped.
More compact.
Yeah, you put somebody that's big in the back seat, you're gonna have to put Vaseline in there to get them out, it's tight.
Well, you can tell them you're just too big, I can't be.
Yeah, me, I'm losing weight trying to get in there.
They come in-state, out-of-state, you gotta get them from out-of-state?
Get 'em,
Even here, that's just a regular Tahoe press down. They come from Philadelphia.
Yeah, 50,000, we go to 9.
Yeah, they're equivalent. Their radio's bright. Shoot, like the radio's 12,000.
What year you said the other Tahoe was?
Sorry?
The other Tahoe was what year?
2019. 5 years, almost 6 years old.
We're at 98,000 right now. And climbing.
Yeah, he does quite a bit of running around. We would get, how many citations we're at now? 391. And then last year, it was total of 791.
16. So we're at 16 for last one.
There's a lot of contacts, a lot of contacts.
We were talking about that task force.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that who? What's it?
Is that a new task force? Or
No, it's not actually, it's one of the things I was talking to Constable when we brought this up was the STEP program that state funds. It's through TechStop. And it's pretty much a match thing. So the biggest thing is that we already have to have something implemented in regards to overtime. It's a 28% match, so for every hour you get 4 back, essentially, ratio you look at. But we have to have it built into it in order to qualify for it. So if we don't, we can't do it. So that's something that we'll be interested in doing. And it's strategic, right? So it's the traffic enforcement for strategic areas or ranges. So Highway 887 runs through our precinct, and that's kind of the areas we were targeting. So that's kind of where we're at on that.
And which task force?
It's a STEP program, the Strategic Traffic Enforcement Program.
That's not the same one in Austin, or was it?
This is just ran through TechSide. It's kind of an independent per se. It stays in-house in county. So we kind of serve our precinct a little more than we're out there enforcing highway traffic.
And the overtime, you're saying if gave you overtime, then you qualify for it.
That's the biggest.
If you don't have it, you don't get qualified, and,
Correct.
and what is, I know they have 80/20 schedule, is there a limit on how many hours they'll give you, is there a minimum, maximum?
There's no minimum or maximum. I kind of looked through the funding that was provided this year. The two closest ones that we have is the city of Victoria and then the city of Wharton. So for example, the city of Victoria, they proposed $5,200. The state's return on that is $18,000. So their total project per se is $24,000. City of Wharton, not a very big city per se, was $3,500. The state funded $12,000. So in total, they got $15,000 to fund that project. So you kind of get some money in return in regards to that.
Is there any out of county?
No, so this is strategically for, you have the zones that you work. So again, in our case, we have 8 and 87 that would be our zones that we work.
All the enforcement will be within the county.
Correct.
Could you go out and or work inside the county or say?
Yeah, anywhere where we would, whenever we write this up, it's something that I'll have to look and see, where would it be. In my case, I'd like to work in my precinct, but if we have to do I-10, whatever the case might be, do enforcement there, that would be it. And that's all, it's all stat related, it's all data in regards to that. There's a variation of.
No production on the,
What's that?
no production on the.
Exactly. And there's, you're supposed to do stats in regards to this. Per se, it's not a quota, but there's a metrics you have to meet, 2.5 traffic stops per hour while you're on this program. Stuff of that nature. Yeah, so if,
And Highway 80's got a lot of traffic, and it's gonna get even busier because they're widening that road up and everything. It's gonna get a lot busier,
so right now I do a lot of running on Highway 87. And it's interesting because we had a sales rep come down. She's like, I must work a lot in that area, and we do. And she's like, nobody was speeding, but you turn around and go on 80, and they're doing 80 on 80 like all the time, even though it's 55. And it's like kind of the constable said, it's gonna get even worse. As of right now, I think last 3 months we had 3 fatalities of this. So it's pretty. Some of it's construction related, but it's still pretty dangerous.
So in order to authorize that, we just have to authorize overtime, or is there an overtime line in that, in their department already, or what?
No, they'd have no overtime.
No, it have to be amended.
And if we did that, would we budget 10 hours to get 2, or how does that?
We just budget 10 hours per pay period, that was it. And not saying he's gonna work them, but if he can, if he works them, if it happens, it happens. We're not gonna go out there and say, hey, you got 10 hours of overtime, go over there and work it, no. We're not
I'm
gonna do
saying we
that.
budgeted you 10 hours overtime, technically we're only gonna be paying for 2 hours if you use it all. It wouldn't be like we'd be paid 10
Yeah,
hours.
if we get the grant.
That's if
Once
we
we
get the
have it
grant.
set up, we can apply for the grant.
So basically, if we're gonna go out for the grant, we're gonna have to create a line item for it.
Correct.
Can it be funded, we'd have to put it in the budget and show it, but we would fund it contingently, say we didn't get the grant for some reason, or they, whatever, they didn't do the grant, then we wouldn't have authorized overtime, or how would
Well, it'll be there, but, depending on the grant, then we can start using it and everything like that.
Right, kind of be up to you to manage that.
Yeah.
If we did not get the grant, but we were running overtime, then that would be more.
Be more cost on the.
Right, that would take that way. We were going into this with the intention of.
And then there might be a time here or there that he's out in a call that he gets stuck out there, and have to work a little extra, but not often. That we're very careful in what we do, and we'll use everything we got wisely as we can.
Right, what I'm saying is if we approve it, it's a contingent on getting the grant, so we want you to get the grant.
So I think of the two-fold answer on that. In the first part, yes, we would allocate some, dedicate some of that overtime money to go towards the project of the STEP program. And the other part would be is in the event that there is some, I call it till late, call it Thursday evening already, I'm already over on my hours because it's already 40 hours on Thursday. and then I have to work those extra hours and continue on the next week or day. That's where the other time, it doesn't happen often. It does happen 2 or 3 times a year where I'm in the evenings or nights finishing up a call, because it is a detailed, it goes into an investigation at that point.
Then you would get comp time for
Correct.
that part, yeah.
So,
The 1 week you work almost, was it 50 hours, 60 hours in 1 week? You got heavy that 1 week, and then next week you work 2 days or 3 days, and that was it, you're gone. But I mean, it happens, you know.
So you go back and do the comp time, what you're saying?
pretty much right. So it kind of, so the comp time kind of affects me on the other side where I stop working for the 2 days, 4 hours, whatever I have to do.
Well, I'm good, I mean, I'm good on the overtime because of, with the anticipation that we get that grant.
Yeah.
we could
When is it
Not just applying overtime, and then we go for the grant, and we'll show up on overtime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Correct. So that pretty much starts in our case, it starts in October, so it kind of runs with the budget for a year. So once, if it does get approved, then I have to start doing the paperwork approved with Commissioners Court to get that paperwork going in
When would the grant start?
October. The application process starts in October, January. They do the initial visit, and then probably July is when they start.
Next year?
Yeah, they start doing all that. So there's some waiting for us on that.
It's got to be in there.
But we have to have it in order to get paid, but
You guys comment on that?
So long as y'all okay with it, if we get the grant and everything, then, but it's gonna be in there, but we're not gonna try to use it at all for anything, but other than when the grant comes in. Hopefully.
Right.
Y'all said it's a 20% match?
it's a 2080, so the state covers 80, or funds 80.
And then back to the car, if this other car, what we have this year, will get you another year, or what do you think it will be?
It's hard to tell, right?
I mean, you know,
It probably,
it might not, we don't know, I mean, yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen. So it might last, it might not.
I don't know, what you put 20,000 miles a year on, 25?
yeah, it's probably 30 years.
I won't say we'd all on a car for a year. Just figure the one you got, for the next year, get it over 100,000 where it's. Might definitely be.
Okay. Yeah,
Consider what you need to do on the, get rid of that old car.
The thing is though, if his goes down, then you don't have a car, you're dead in water.
Yeah, well, like I said, long way.
Pipeline.
Yeah, keep it going, get it up, like I say, they're usually good for 150,000, if you get it in at 125,000 range, it'd be probably good.
Cool.
And then, part of the game here, if we can those, if we get, take a lot of that money, what our pipeline money, or whatever, we're trying to do. Yeah. You got it. You probably need, how many do you need?
Whatever I need, I can get. We
I
got,
would think you'll get 5 or 6 from
we keep on finding new places they're dumping all the time.
You're not gonna get the help you, because the people right to go there and pick it up.
And I would love to catch these guys if we could. God, I would. I got 2 that I just filed felonies. I got 2 more that I'm working on, that I'm waiting on paperwork, so that way I can proceed with it. So,
I know they cost them over in our area, one of them cost them like 450, and the other one was about that much.
Yeah.
One man hauled the trash, he's not even a quarter of a mile, and he had a dumpster in his house, and hauled it down there and threw it in the creek.
yeah, I mean, people don't realize what they're doing is wrong, but
Cost him $450.
what was it? The other day, one was arguing with me, I said, well, so-and-so was right here. I said, yeah, you see these green letters right here? I said, that's what I'm specializing in right now, environmental stuff. So I'm telling you, that's wrong. So we need to get it cleaned up now. We cleaned it up. So good to go.
Do that, expect money to save.
Yeah, I mean, see where it goes. Good. Yeah. Catch more bad boys.
How many miles you got on that car?
98,000.
98,000.
So what
How
are-
old is it?
Say again?
What year? 19? What are you driving?
2022.
So one of the things on patrol cars, and Judge could probably note on that, is it's not necessarily the miles that are on it, there's a lot of other engine hours that are placed on there. I didn't check on that, I know.
We're buying a car. I'll tell you what, he's running that high speed on the road in 2019. I couldn't get him a car.
It's high up in there. I'll provide you the hours once I
You
get.
take the number of hours and multiply by 30, 30 hours, about 30 miles, that would give you an accurate representation of about how many miles would be on it. Seems something at 10, 12,000 hours on
Low mileage, but it's.
Well, they might have, you know, 80, 90, 100,000, that's a lot of hours.
How many tickets you think you ride a week? Roughly?
It varies.
Usually about 6 or 7 a day.
More, I need more subs than that.
Get his car. Yeah. You know, squeeze some other stuff in there, let's get him a car, because he's driving fast down the road, you get somebody to over it, moving around.
Your car's in the shop?
It's in the shop currently.
Yeah.
Constable just had a phone
You
call.
wanna run 100 down the road?
No.
Well, that when I stepped out, that's who was calling me. They said, that's okay, but we're looking at this other stuff now, so. If they're going down the highway, we'll start doing that, so. I said, I thought my injectors, whatever, they thought it's transmission.
They got lots of hours on the motors too.
So give the overtime a shot and see.
It's that rough road.
Yeah. If it don't work, take it away. I got it. Come get it. So get him what it's called.
Overtime and car. And you're
Now,
buying
when you
cameras.
drive a car, don't give it to Johnny Joe.
No.
You drive a used
I
car,
poke
Ford
along.
Ram, huh?
I poke along, let me tell you what.
You just be
I got
brand
up, I
new.
got up to 120 one time and I saw this go like this. I said, no.
So they don't pay you to run 120.
No, hell no.
Gone.
Gone. I said, you gotta know when to walk.
I think that's it.
Call ahead, get the next county.
You remember like Kenny Rogers, know when to walk away, know when to run.
Now, go back to next, don't break it up.
Thank y'all, commissioners.
Don't drive on.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you drive the constable back that way?
When we said get a new car, you get a new car.
All right.
Y'all take care.
Anything else that you guys? I mean, I know we gotta talk about the tax rate.
Yes, the only other, and I totally forgot about this, the flex card with Proficient, and we're gonna discuss this now, forgot the, probably, I don't know what she said, 12 to 15,000. We still wanna do that and put it in there.
Decided we were gonna continue with it.
I mean, we had that miscellaneous line, we have the money, but do y'all wanna continue with that, or do we want to stop it? That was something we were gonna discuss now.
We kind of decided last time we talked about it, we would just continue with it.
Y'all good with that?
66.
Yes.
Some-
And try it, we're keeping pretty good tabs now about how much we're gonna come up with at the end of the year, so we know.
And that's one thing you just don't know.
You don't, you don't.
But I need to.
I want to say that those that use it like it, I mean, I use my wife's.
Okay, so we're good. And
Oh,
we have
head
the money
shaking.
in the next, we're fine.
Going,
Not
going,
taking
going.
money. What are you talking about?
All right, we'll talk about.
You want a car too?
The flex card.
Oh,
You want a car too?
yeah. Yes.
Get you a Honda.
So we're gonna
Okay.
discuss on this, or we want to? You received it? You want to touch base on it?
I stuck around in case you wanted to talk about it.
Go ahead.
What do you want to know?
Well, I know that, we're probably, are gonna definitely have to go with the voter approval rate this year due to the fact of what we have, debt-wise. I know we've been with some new revenue for a lot of years since I've been here. It has not changed it but about 6 cents. So,
Whichever one of these rates that you choose, out of the estimated levy that these rates will generate, just keep in mind that the INS rate for any of these rates will be the 0.0295, which will cover the debt. The debt that was calculated, the estimated revenue would be the $2,008,949, which will cover this year's debt payments. So out of the middle column, which like the no new revenue rate, will, the 2103 is expected to generate on this year's adjusted levy, this year's adjusted taxable, the levy of 14,321,425. Of that amount, 2 million will be debt. 12.3 million would be M&O, okay? So when you look at the voter approval adjusted for unused increment, you're looking at the 0.2501. Of that, 2 million would be the debt. 15 million, if you look at that middle column, you see the 17 million. So 2 million would be the debt, 15 million would be M&O. Your voter approval adjusted for your unused increments, and the unused increments is the amount that you've been able to bank over the last 2 years because you guys have went with the no new revenue rate. You have not went with the voter approval rate. So the difference between the no new revenue and the voter, that savings that you've been able to save the taxpayers, you've banked that amount, okay? So you're able to use that amount. So that brings it from the 2501 to the 2689 on the rate, which gives you an estimated levy of 18.3 million. So of that, your 2 million would be for the debt, and 16.3 million would be for the M&O.
How long you been here, Crystal?
I've been with the county 27 years.
When's the last time you remember we had a voter approval rate where the voters had to come out? You're talking about voter.
No. The voter approval means that's the highest you can go without going to the voters. That's the maximum you can go.
But how long has it been since we?
How long?
Do you remember?
Never that the county, no. I mean, the schools have had tax ratification, and I think that maybe the hospital one year, many years ago, but the county, I've
been here.
But the county has adopted a voter approval rate before. Which used to be, back in the day, it was the effective and the rollback rate, okay? So back in the day, they changed the terms, so it used to be the effective and rollback rate. So, yes, there was a time when, in previous years, the rollback rate had been proposed and eventually adopted as the tax rate, to cover what was needed for the revenue for the budget.
But as far as going over that amount, no, sir. Not to my knowledge.
I think that's weird either.
And of course, I calculated these with 100% anticipated collection. I was gonna calculate it with 98% because we've been getting 98% or so anticipated, we've been getting 98%. However, when you do the on debt, your anticipated collection is on debt. So when you go to do the calculations on the debt rate, if people pay delinquent, you have to use the penalty and interest when you're calculating that excess debt. So I was looking at next year's projections. So I have to take that into account. And if I used 98% this year and we actually got more excess debt for this fiscal year, it would actually hurt us next year. So that's why I went with the 100% this year, because I didn't want to mess up our next year's calculations, okay? Just so you know, in case something were to happen to me between now and next year, that's why I went with the 100%. Because you never know, I could drop dead tomorrow. That's why.
What is the timeline?
You'll be proposing at your next. Yeah, at your next.
Have we or
Yeah, I don't think, I believe we get everything, we won't meet next Monday, but we'll have to have it Monday after.
Yes, because then you're gonna file on the 15th, that Monday right before that. So we have to have everything.
Technically, we won't need to meet next Monday. I think we got everything pretty much unless you got anything.
Well, we still have to talk,
Raises.
what we're doing raises, if y'all are switching any positions. We still have to talk about that.
But we don't have to decide on this right now. We need to see the numbers that are going to come in. We guesstimate on the general fund, and we'll have back on commissioner's base, and then we'll see what we have, what we're going to need to operate. But the 26 is actually rolled out more.
Yeah, this was the first one I sent. I had to add railroad rolling stock. So we have more copies.
Raises, and then just do this one. What else? We can do this one 2 weeks. And this will be in 2 weeks. Hell, this ain't went up in I don't know how many years. Of course, you're gonna go over the land.
Just change the levy to.
So, also, did we decide what we're gonna do with the donations to all of the entities this year?
Last night, we will just leave what we had on there.
Just gonna leave it like,
We're all gonna talk about it again.
We were.
We're gonna revisit the, your department.
Was there any certain ones that we were looking at?
There were several of them y'all talked about.
We can do the donations and pay them. Just write a check out there and go with it.
Mark and schedule next presentation.
They've only requested, that preservation's only gotten 20,000, so I don't know.
That's what it's saying, that's what she said.
No, it's 23.5, but they've only requested 20, so I don't know. Put it 20.
Now, my understanding on this money, you just don't give them that money back, you get a bill for it.
They submit it.
Yeah, but there's whatever they're doing for it, so the money's just not, you just don't give it to them, you do it. That was that tracker. That's what they're doing.
And the sale of the scrap, did y'all want to put, how did y'all decide y'all wanted to do that?
Well, I just wanted to see if we donate to the state where, you know, you begin here.
Well, that's what I'm saying, y'all had new organizations, we just need to list them.
Yeah. Then the money would have to give given to us, and then we would have to make sure these people were nonprofit,
Yeah, they got, right.
and have all their paperwork,
Right.
make sure they were nonprofit, then we would give it to them.
I don't know why we can't just give it back to the county and put it in the fund.
Or we keep the money, whatever, to pay for all of this.
But sure, you know, if you take a check, get a check, take it back, this, that, and other, it's not worth it all. And we won't haul scrap but maybe once a year.
Yeah, but I'm saying is we have it in there, just do it in the county, and check that way you can account for it.
Well, they have the whole thing we talked about, is accounting for it.
Yeah, somebody account who.
So, I mean, at that time, we can then do the budget amendment and put the people in there
Yeah, and just give it.
at that time to make sure, because they might be 2 years till y'all sell anything. There's
Yeah,
got these people sitting there.
We gave the government, Millennium Club, we hauled the steel in there, made the check to them, and we brought it
Right,
to y'all, and then we made
that's what we've done.
the agenda,
Right.
and
But it doesn't show here.
It doesn't show in the budget,
They
it
don't
shows
show
on the
it,
agenda
yeah.
that we did
All you
donate
do
it, but
is the ones that y'all are doing, Go Jackson, Millennium, whatever, just list them in there. Go ahead and have it.
either way, I have to do a budget amendment.
Yes.
Right. What they do.
So if they change their mind from
Create
now
a
to
line,
then,
just create a line, and then we'll do it.
okay, then y'all have to let me know who the people are.
Or can you create the line when you do the budget?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, just so
Oh, we
we
do that,
decide.
Yeah, that way if you change your minds, we don't have these people sitting there.
Just when it comes through the court, then you do it that way.
Yes. You just let me know prior to, and I'll do that budget amendment,
That's
everything.
easy.
Yep.
That'll work.
That way, if you want to keep it and don't want to donate it, then you can do that.
Gonzales County Child Service.
That's the going through probation. Probation department is what they do is they house or whatever the kids need stuff. That we always deal with that too.
I didn't know maybe they had money in there.
They've got some money, but and they have it there for housing or something happens that they do.
So it's a need that.
I forget.
What's that other?
Sean, that's.
What line is he on now? They don't work from that county.
That's the one I think we get reimbursed with that, right?
For the courthouse.
No.
I'd have to look. I think that's the one we get.
It says on this, it's a grant, whatever.
Yes, I think that's that where we get reimbursed. Like I said, I'd have to go look.
I had a notified meeting expense. That was one crazy.
On the meeting expenses, we changed that to a different,
Yeah,
No.
change the name.
Yeah, we changed the
yeah,
name.
we changed the name.
Change it to emergency disaster expense.
No, we changed it to meeting expenses.
To what?
To meeting expenses.
Okay.
We have
Okay,
county held
I got
meetings.
meeting expenses wrote back, okay.
Front part, yeah.
I think we do have to come up with a policy for that, but I'm trying to get hold of one to look into it. So I did,
Oh, that retirement, you're working on the policy change for that?
yeah,
Well, I just need to know what y'all are gonna do. Are we taking it out or?
We're gonna
take it out and then the insurance also.
So I need to zero that line out?
Maybe something we can discuss in the next meeting, and if we do away with that, maybe we can, put some of the money that we're waiting for that. If y'all felt like it, maybe we have for years to get all of those.
Not right now.
Not right now, she said, okay, no problem. Maybe next year.
Maybe.
Okay.
So you want me to zero this line out? Or you want to wait until we pass the
What was that,
policy?
what's the first?
The 2061 up in top on personnel.
So do we need to pull 300 out of every month?
Yes, that's, zero that.
Or do we want to wait until we pass the policy?
I believe so, yeah. We're going to payroll.
Doesn't matter.
What do y'all think, on rating or seven?
Should need to go with that now. Seven?
Page 7,
Medicare eligible retirement, have you look at next year. I wrote, look at next year.
that was in 300.
I just made my notes and look at next year. I didn't know if you
So,
wanted to like that for next year.
But we would pay it through,
September. This would come effect October 1st.
yeah,
Just like the policy's effective October 1st.
yeah, that's not.
You can lessen
So
it, you
we're
can take it
obligated
away.
to pay it now to October
Yes.
first. Maybe that's what I wrote down,
Yes,
and we
yeah.
get it again in October first.
Okay?
All right,
Zero it out.
we'll zero it out, and we'll pass the policy.
It need to be zeroed out, the numbers come out, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Zero it out.
Well, whenever she's got the guidance that she needs now.
I was gonna go
And then we can put that on the next, maybe
Next
the
one.
next, the next, agenda.
We'll do that before we,
So she needs to know when we can zero it
Yeah.
out and off, or she needs to have those
Yes.
numbers on July, that's what.
I'll probably just go ahead and zero it,
it's fine.
and then we'll let the policy set.
And if it changes, put it back in. It's fine.
What else?
Get that telephone call.
I just want to talk about raises, or do y'all not want to talk? I kind of did a rough figure. I might have missed a couple of part-time people, I think. But with a 50-cent raise, it would roughly cost us $230,000. With a dollar raise, it'd be around $465,000.
465 what, thousand?
$460,500. I do think I missed a couple of part-time people though, so it could be a little bit, not much more.
That's a raise, we did, like we did that 1 year.
Or the same thing, even if we did the, I don't know if they call it a COLA, I don't remember what they called it, we just gave bonus a one-time,
Stipend.
there you go. One time we gave it to them, so it didn't carry every year. We could do that too, but either way, it would cost the same if we did 50 cents or the dollar.
One of them will be, it'll be paid the next year. In other words, we give a 50-cent raise, that's a 50-cent raise.
Every year.
Keeps on.
Every year.
You do the COLA you're talking
No,
about?
Stipend, it's just the one time.
One time deal.
You're still gonna make the same amount next year, it's not gonna be any higher,
But you would get like a.
whatever,
like
1,200 or
$1,200, $1,000.
whatever.
New people.
That might be a safer way to do it.
For this
I
year.
was gonna say,
Yes.
I mean, we've done that
No.
a couple of years in a row, we did it, a few years back.
That
Do
that
that.
might be a better idea to do that.
1,200 or
$1,000. You could do the same
We're
for
doing
$1.
that.
No, just doing them, you could just do, either way, if you did a dollar, it would be 28, well, it depends.
Be 28.
It'd be 2080, but if it's law enforcement, it'd be 2236, is what they would get if they got a dollar.
$2,200.
So you could just say a flat $1,200 for everybody, and then everybody would get the same. Unless you're part-time.
Be a good deal.
You know, part-time would get half of that.
You didn't get a raise this year because of where we're sitting, or at least they would get 1,200, and you get for Christmas, you know?
So we did 1,200, you take taxes on it.
Correct. Retirement taxes.
Right.
Yeah, all
So they're gonna get under 1,000.
Yes. And I can work a couple of figures and let y'all know if y'all want me to.
Yeah, you'd like for it to be either 1,000 or 1,200 after you kind of.
After taxes.
Yeah.
it looks better.
So at least you feel like they're getting something.
Just figure us out an amount, and we'll do that. That way they'll, yeah, they'll give us some.
Yeah, they'll look like they're getting something. If you give them $1,200, they end up with $733.
But if you base it on the dollar, yeah.
Just retirement out of 1,200 is like $192. That's not included in the, that would be our part. Their part's 7%, but still half of that, so. Right.
Can you run us some figures on that and see what it would be?
Now, but I'm gonna have to know something. Because that Monday we come back from court, I have to have this stuff ready for y'all.
You're talking about next Monday a week, 2 weeks from this Monday.
Correct.
2 weeks.
And y'all don't wanna do court Monday, so.
Monday, so we won't do it, just do it where it comes out to an hour.
Yeah,
Where you end up with a
Yeah, or they end up with 1,000.
And some change or whatever.
ish, yeah, okay. And then I'll let y'all know.
You do it?
I'm good. I'm good.
Right, it may be 15 by the time taxes are out, whatever.
You don't like when I speak.
I mean, everybody's
I
gonna
wouldn't know, I didn't work.
be different on how much taxes what they withhold, so everybody's gonna be different,
And
so.
that would be good, at least if we still get something, we still don't know exactly where we sit this year.
Right.
That would be good, and make sure we're really good, because the last few years we have been
Right.
good on everything.
So next year, if you can't do anything, they're still making the same amount, just no extra.
Good with that, young lady.
And you call that what?
Well, just a one-time deal.
One-time deal.
That's raising.
That's
Just
what
like
they pay, but basically after taxes, they're gonna give you $1,000 to spend for that year. It's a raise, but it's not a in your salary.
In the salary, yeah, it just,
So we don't have to give it to next year.
Yep. Correct. Next year we can decide whether we'll give 50 cents, $1, whatever.
So the stipend goes away from one year.
Yeah, one time a year.
So you do that around what, November?
I would say that would be the best time to do it.
Yeah, November, December.
For Christmas.
November's longevity, so it might be December.
Longevity phone, like phone.
Yeah. And Christmas.
What else?
That's what I have.
I'm good.
good.
Make the motion, we adjourn.
Did y'all cancel the meeting for Monday?
Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, then we'll cancel that meeting next Monday, and we'll do the Monday after, and we'll have everything, and we'll have the file. So, make a motion that we cancel next budget workshop for Monday, and do it on the file.
Second.
Do it on regular meeting.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Commissioner Staples,
Make the motion, we adjourn.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.